Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. The Green Bay Packers continuing preparations for their NFC Wild Card Playoff Showdown Saturday night with the division rival Chicago Bears. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock at Soldier Field. It is televised, streaming exclusively on Amazon Prime. The Packers, as the 7 seed in the NFC playoff picture, remain favored for Saturday night's game by 1.5 points, according to most sportsbooks. All you need to get set for the Saturday night showdown, continuing all this week on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. And that includes with Wilde and Tausch starting next here on 100.5 ESPN. Former Packers offensive lineman Bryan Bulaga and Homer, host of Green Bay Game Night after every Packers game with immediate reactions, including on Saturday evening, scheduled to appear throughout today's show. Wilde and Tausch starts next. 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
It is the Wednesday edition. These Saturday games, man, throw everything off.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh.
I know it's more convenient for you. You were hoping for Saturday night. I wasn't.
Why weren't you? You're a guy who loves a day. You get a Sunday. What are you talking about?
Because I would rather have Saturday when Sydney's in a volleyball tournament in the Dells edition.
Well, so, yeah, I forgot that the media starts with me. That's on me. I forgot about that.
Easy over there.
What do you mean?
That's got nothing to do with media. Father starts with, that's what I like to do better, edition.
Father starts with
I delivered various video clips for Jesse Nelson, and I got a salute and a TYFYS, which you know Tausch loves a good acronym. That, of course, is thank you for your service edition. And the Bryan Bulaga and Uncle Homer scheduled to appear edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the, it's not really all new anymore, it's just all awesome, ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios from his undisclosed location after spending yesterday in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Or was that Monday? Wait.
That was yesterday.
Okay, just checking. Here's the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, Jason. How are you doing?
Glad to hear you're doing great. What is the Capman's deal?
What did he do now? I saw he called me, and I don't know about you.
He didn't call me.
I didn't have my phone.
He just called me out.
Go ahead.
and he called you out too.
Oh, what did he say? Oh, good.
Well,
let me hear about it.
So wait, you did not get to talk. He did not. He called you to tell you that he called you out. You think, or?
I'm guessing. I didn't see. I prefer a text, and then I can call if necessary later.
I called you yesterday, though. In fairness.
Yeah, and I answered. And I talked
Thank
to
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have an agreement. Usually nothing pressing, but if there's something we want to hash out.
Sure.
So what did Cap say? Cap is Cap, man. He's the GOAT. He's one of the GOATs. He's Homer down in Chicago.
Agreed. He is phenomenal. Now, I'm looking at the rundown, which I know you enjoy reading through as well, and I don't see anything from him calling me out and telling me to not be soft or something to that effect. Jim, Matt, and Molly played that for me when I was on with them yesterday.
And how'd that make you feel?
Yeah, no, I know it's not 11:15. I understand. But I thought I was pretty proud of my response because I was irritated. There's no doubt about it. But look, just own your coach's behavior was my point to the Capman. Like, yes, I'm sure he was just saying it because that was what they did. They played their guys. That's the only reason he was saying it. Had nothing to do with what Matt LaFleur did. You're right. Had nothing to do with the guy that he called out by name at his press conference. I'm sure it was completely irrelevant to the way the Packers approached their regular season finale, which, by the way, you, just like they, lost your last game. In fact, you lost your last 2 games. And they were close games, which you seemingly had won all of until that point. So it'll be interesting to see how Saturday night goes. But I did not hear him go after my partner. I got to hear the little clip. It was kind of at the end. He was hanging up, so it wasn't exactly extensive. But I'm guessing that this is a little more extensive because it did indeed make our show sheets. David Kaplan of ESPN Chicago, I'm quoting now from Jesse, is a great teammate of ours, but he's found a new hobby of calling out ESPN Wisconsin hosts during Packers-Bears weeks. His latest target is one Mark Tauscher. Let's hear what the Capman had to say about old T.
I've been arguing with Mark Tauscher, who keeps, telling me, we've got a better roster than you. No, you don't. And if you could pick any of the 4 quarterbacks in the NFC North, Jared Goff, Jared Love, Caleb Williams, and J.J. McCarthy, and they're your guy going forward. I don't mean for one night. They're your guy going forward. There isn't a human alive that would take anyone other than Caleb Williams. Who has a better offensive line? Tooney, Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Darnell Wright. That would be the Chicago Bears. Who has a better wide receiver room? That'd be DJ Moore, Roma, Dunze, Luther Burden. I love your tight end, Tucker Kraft. I also love Colston Loveland. He is an outstanding player. Are you better defensively? Yeah, when Mike is healthy, he's the best defensive player in the NFL. He may not be the sack guy that Myles Garrett is, but total defender, I'll give you Micah Parsons. Unless there's a miracle cure by Saturday, he's not dressing.
I know. I wouldn't pick Jared Love either. That's fair.
Go back and put that picture of Cap up. Because I know he's got the cheese grater on his helmet.
I've been arguing with...
He kind of looks like, I'm not going to go down. Cap's got the grater. He's all in on Chicago. He doesn't even know
what the
Jordan
hell
Love's
was that?
name.
What does he look like?
Didn't he just call him Jared Love?
He did. Yeah,
Yes.
he said that.
Indeed, he did,
So,
yeah.
and I know we all misspeak. Trust me, you do 15 hours a week, and Cap does TV and does everything else, so I get it. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cap. No, every NFL person would take Caleb Williams over Jordan Love is absurd. I'm pretty sure if I really got Ryan Poles, and I don't know if he drinks, if I got him a Coors Light or a Tito's, and we were just chatting it up, I would think that he ain't going to be mad if he has Jordan Love. Jordan Love has produced more in this league than Caleb has. Jordan Love can complete more than 60% of his throws. Caleb can't. These are just the facts of where we're at. So the Bears, I give them credit, man. I don't know how much they won the division. there's a lot of angst down there for a team that has won the division and has exceeded expectations. Come Sunday and Monday, and again, I don't know what's going to happen Saturday. Mm-hmm. I know Green Bay should win. Green Bay is expected to win, and yes, when you take 2 of your 4 best players off your roster, yeah, it's going to hurt. No doubt. But that doesn't mean that this is his point on the O-line. I'm going to give him. Their interior 3 are better than ours.
Yep.
As we sit here right now. I'm sorry, I'm taking Zach Tom over any of their tackles. And Wright has had a nice year out at right tackle. He's a good player. Mm-hmm. But give me Zach Tom all day and every day. Hey, this is a fun rivalry now. The Bears have finally said, let's come back into the party. It's been 20 some odd years. Hey, welcome back. It's fun. Now we'll see how much fun it is for either of these fan bases because, especially from our standpoint, there's something. It's been Minnesota and Detroit the last 5 or 6 years to take 2018 out of the equation. We haven't even really thought about Chicago. I mean, Homer, the cap of ESPN Wisconsin, he said it's not even a rivalry. He put it on par with playing Jacksonville. After a stretch when we had won when Matt LaFleur had won so many games in a row,
11 in a row
versus the Bears. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't even really argue with him. There's some historical context yet, but yeah. So, hey, welcome to the party. This is fun for fans and media, and it's going to be completely, if things go south and it's not good Saturday, it's going to be a long offseason to listen to all these chirping fools on Chicago Twitter with Green Bay Twitter. Ugh.
Yeah.
So, as much as I want them to win to keep chasing championships and to, it's just more fun when there's games for the show, I really want it just so we don't have to sit here and listen to that. The stuff Cap is just spewing there for 8 months.
So let me ask you a question. So obviously I'm a reporter. I've been a reporter for a really long time. I don't operate in the fan realm.
You're not a fan. Yep.
You will not see me wearing a cheese grater or a cheese head on this program. You may see me wearing various hats when I haven't showered, but that's about it. You are a former Packers player.
Yep.
Waddle and Sylvie take a different approach than me because, again, Sylvie, who's awesome at what he does, is unabashedly a Chicago sports fan. I am curious for you when you look at Cap, who, again, is the GOAT of Chicago sports talk. Yes, he's their Homer. When he's wearing a cheese grater on his head, how much objectivity is there to his view of the Bears roster vis-a-vis the Packers roster and the Bears quarterback vis-a-vis the Packers quarterback? Because I would say this, he may ultimately be right about Caleb Williams. He may turn out to be better than Jordan Love.
Maybe.
But today, he is not.
No, and I don't even think, and we'll see Saturday. I don't think it's close as we sit here today.
So
just
how
from
do
the quarterback spot. Now,
so how do you handle this part of it? Because I feel like you are objective despite your alumni status as a Packer. And I feel like
I try to be.
Unless he's really upset with the Bears, which then Cap is also extremely entertaining. But now that they're good, it's all puppy dogs and ice cream and seashells and balloons with him.
Cap is a fan. Cap's a journalist that is a fan. Everybody has different approaches to things. He wants the Bears to do well. And when they don't do well, he lets you know about it. I'm more along the lines of I want the Green Bay Packers to smoke Chicago. The other thing I don't get, this whole cheese grating thing, and I heard Leroy Butler, I think he was on Kay Adams yesterday. Shredded cheese is good. When you're trying to rip into your fan.
Was that Leroy's line?
No, that's what Leroy said. And I started thinking, you know what, Leroy, Hall of Famer, he is an awesome representative of the Green Bay Packers.
No doubt.
Cheese grating, who doesn't love grated cheese? You get a cup of chili? I'm sorry. Some would say that grated cheese is better than regular cheese. They're not insulting us with cheese graters.
Come on.
Are you insulted with? No, I'm being dead serious.
Okay, no.
Leroy said this, and I had never thought of it. I kind of agree.
Okay. Well, of all the things Leroy has accomplished in his life, inventing the Lambeau Leap, reaching the Pro Football Hall of Fame, being on a Super Bowl championship team, the
cheese grater helmet is not.
The imagery of the cheese grater is we're going to shred you. It's not necessarily, cheese is tastier if it's shredded, because I don't want to eat a big chunk of cheese either, like I'm eating an apple. I prefer my cheese shredded as well. But the cheese, if you're doing that to the cheese, let's give the cheese feelings. The cheese itself is not enjoying being shredded by the metallic shredder. I think that's the imagery there. And you know that.
And all I'm saying is you're looking for results. Like, that's what sports are. Sports are about results. And you put that cheese grater out there, and you mix up some great cheese, and you're making a taco bar, or you got a cup of chili. You know, if you're putting cheese on top of enchiladas when you put them in the oven.
Enchiladas, I love those.
I'm sorry. I don't think that's I don't think it's that big a deal. You want to walk around looking like a buffoon, go for it. We got our cheese heads. We're going to go about our business. And if you want to come and make our cheese good, and even in some cases better, I'm all right with it.
Why did it take so long for someone to come up with this?
Oh, I don't think it took so long. It just never stuck. There have been people with cheese grater helmets.
Right, but they're always homemade. People made them themselves.
Somebody's finally producing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a Bears fan decided to do this and try to make a little bit of money, and it seems like it's working.
Well, maybe they make enough money that they can upgrade their windows with the good people of Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And for your New Year's resolution, the sky is the limit. Pella's 0 interest for 4 years finance offer is here. No payments, no interest for 4 years. I think the Bears went a couple of times without winning a game over those 4 years. Think of everything you can do in 4 years. Get a college degree. You can win 4 world championships. You can raise your toddler and they're ready for school. Or you can serve a full term as president. Start your journey towards meeting your personal goals and enjoy Pella's highest quality products with exclusive features custom made for your home. This deal ends January 31st, so schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
We'll hear from Matt LaFleur next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals on ESPN Radio. Thursday in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
From 47 yards, he got it!
Ole Miss faces Miami.
And it's intercepted! It's going to be a Miami pick six!
Then on Friday in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It's Indiana, Oregon. The College Football Playoff Semifinals, 7 Eastern. Thursday and Friday on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Donate at nationalparks.org/foundation.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
It's on to the playoffs.
It's a clean slate.
In Chicago.
When you get to the postseason, everybody's 0-0.
Get ready and react this Saturday with Madison.
Bryan Bulaga scheduled to appear at 9:30. We always enjoy our time with him. But before that, look, Cap and I can agree to disagree on, well, just about everything, including headwear. But on whether or not Ben Johnson was in any way referring to Matt LaFleur resting his guys and the Bears playing their guys, and both of them getting the same result, a loss in Sunday's games in the regular season finales.
Jason, would you rather have your guys go out, compete, and keep it rolling and lose, or do what the Packers did? You had to pick. Which one are you going with?
I'm doing what the Packers did, because going out and competing and losing also means playing a very physical football team, and that takes a little bit of starch out of them. I'm not saying they're going to lose the game. I'm not saying they're going to lose the game because of it. Don't get me wrong. I don't know who's going to win on Saturday night, and I'm not arrogant enough to say that there's no doubt that the Packers are going to run them out of their own gym or anything like that. But again, given where the Packers were at, I came around on it. And look at their injury report. One dude would not have taken part in practice had they had a real practice yesterday. And that was Bo Melton, who got hurt against the Vikings. Zach Tom is going to be back. It looks like, and again, we don't know, the concussion protocol is a fickle thing, but it looks like he practiced yesterday. Dontavion Wicks will be back as another option in the passing game. Malik Willis is going to be back. He will be the backup to Jordan Love. Jordan Love did not get put in harm's way. And I still love the fact that he was going to hand off if he had to go into the game and Jaden Reed said, I would have rather played quarterback then if that was going to be the case, because he didn't want to risk it with his quarterback either, which I thought was nice of him. I just think it was the right thing to do to get them as healthy as possible. Do you disagree?
It's kind of a referendum. It's kind of a referendum we're going to find out on Saturday, right?
Well, do you think that what they chose to – because here's the problem, right? It doesn't necessarily mean causation. Now, I will say I am –
but it also could cause causation.
It could, right. No doubt. Not necessarily.
We really aren't saying anything when we just – because we literally just made two sentences and we said the opposite thing, and they're both true.
Because we don't –
So the causation of that is it didn't make any – yeah, exactly. Exactly. But you know this better than anybody. If this goes and we start off Saturday,
this is
sluggish
exactly
is
what I
all
was about
sluggish.
to say. Mm-hmm.
You know the causation will play a factor, and that's Matt LaFleur knows that too. He's a big boy. So the referendum is there. We'll find out.
No doubt. And that is one of the number one things that I am extremely curious about on Saturday night.
Is this a preview of your top 3 at 3?
Maybe.
That you do?
Maybe.
Okay.
Brought to you by Associated Bank. It's not branches that make a bank local, it's roots. Associated Bank roots is run deep in Wisconsin.
It's also not the top 3 at 3. That's a
yeah, I know. But I again,
close
among
enough.
my resolutions, fewer corrections. I'm trying to really reduce that.
Good luck. That's
Good
not
luck.
who you are.
All right.
Why would you change who you are?
Yeah, that's not a good resolution at all.
Stop. Don't if you get in shape and do all that stuff's
That's
all great.
on the list too. Yeah.
But to change your overall personality?
No,
What are you doing? You're 52 years into this. You can't just change. That'd be like me saying I'm just going to agree with everybody and say, "Oh, great job, Johnny."
No, it's not the same.
No.
It's not. No, it's not the same.
It's literally the exact same thing.
No, it's not. It's so see. There you go. We're disagreeing. No, what it is it is cost benefit analysis. Much like you with the. I'm not going to say anything that irritates Wilty until 11:15 or later.
Well, that was Jesse's idea.
Are there? Thank you, Truman. Is there an upside to the corrections? Now, if it's a factual correction that needs to be made for our fans' benefit, I will still do that. But if you say, because already in this new year, there have been some words that are not actually words that I was tempted to say, you mean blank? And I said, no, because there's no good that comes from that. It's cost-benefit analysis. Anyway. Matt LaFleur does some cost-benefit analysis. Nice face. Is that your new face?
No, that's your face.
I asked
putting a cheese grater on it.
I asked Matt LaFleur yesterday, and Jesse thinks his answer was underwhelming. I think his answer was exactly the point of the question.
McCarthy used to say he was boring by design. Obviously, some coaches decide to get to the podium and say things that might poke their opponent. Do you make a conscious effort to avoid that kind of stuff? How do you kind of approach this part of your job?
I just try to give you as much honesty as I can. So, and as much transparency as long as it doesn't hurt our football team.
Which, by the way, is exactly what I want from him. Do I want good quotes for my stories? Absolutely. But I think he's been pretty transparent with us in his 7 years. And that's all.
Jason?
He corrected himself.
No, you did.
I asked you
but
what word you said. Again. And
His resolutions are very confusing.
I didn't correct him. I did not say, hey, you're not allowed to say hate. You told me I'm not allowed to say it. You're not allowed either. Anyway, I understand there are times when you can't tell me things because it will blow up a trade you're working on or whatever else it might be. But yeah, Ron Wolf didn't lie. Ted Thompson didn't lie. Now, did they obfuscate? Did they evade? Did they say, I can't tell you that right now? Yes, all those things. But I don't want to be lied to, that's all. And I don't hate Goody because of it. But it did. I don't even remember what that was about. It was so long ago. But it did. When someone is dishonest with you, that does change how you view them a little bit, right? If I lie to you,
I agree.
That would affect our relationship.
Absolutely. I agree.
It's no lie that the Packers will be in Chicago on Saturday night taking on the Chicago Bears. We will continue to get you ready for that game, including with our good buddy Bryan Bulaga, who is scheduled to appear. Now, he has Bears fan buddies, right? Like, as a Chicagoland guy, he's got a bunch of Bears fan buddies.
Now he's down in Florida, and you just have a bunch of, what's the word that you're traveling around?
Snowbirds?
What's the word I'm looking for? No, not vagabonds, but like people that just get kind of like whatever. They don't really
transients.
Maybe transients is the word I'm looking for. Something of that ilk.
Transplants.
I don't know Floridians. They're especially moving around. I don't know how many Bear fans are down in the Florida coast that Brian's at. So I guess I'm sure he does.
You were gone last week. Did you hear him say it was too cold?
I wasn't gone last week.
You were away from the show on a day in which Bryan Bulaga appeared.
Oh, and we had a show. Oh, yeah.
Yes. And he said it was too cold to go to the ReliaQuest Bowl to cheer on his Iowa Hawkeyes, even though they were playing like an hour from his house.
He's got that Florida blood. He's got that Florida blood in him now. You don't have that Gator blood.
Put on a parka, bro.
Florida blood.
All right, we're going to talk to him coming up next. I want to remind you, and I was watching the other night, the Stuart Scott 30 for 30. I can't recommend that enough. It is well worth your time, and you will find that on the ESPN app, and you will find so much more. When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season is over, but on the ESPN app, it never really is, because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, which is my favorite, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. There is no off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going and going and going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or your phone today. Bryan Bulaga joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
This is a crazy season. There isn't a juggernaut.
Because we're on the postseason.
There's not one team that this team can't beat. And as we saw earlier, there's not one team that this team cannot get beaten by.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Well, are you thinking a new vehicle or even some vehicle maintenance would help kickstart your new year? Well, then get in touch with the great team at Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust. When it comes to safe winter driving, the place to prepare is not on the side of the road, it's at Zimbrick Chevrolet. And as you're hitting the road to visit family, gather with friends, to watch the game, or to experience a snowy weekend adventure, make sure your vehicle is ready to take on the Wisconsin winter. Get a tune-up. If your car is due for a scheduled maintenance or just needs a tune-up, do it now. If certain parts are damaged, like the water pump, hoses, and belts, they could unexpectedly leave you stranded. Check the battery. Cold temperatures reduce a battery's storage capacity, and the more frigid the temperature, the more power your engine needs to start. Zimbrick Chevrolet can install a new battery in minutes. Some more winter driving advice? Check your tires, change your oil, and keep the gas tank full. Make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter roads. Call to schedule an appointment with the great team at Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals on ESPN Radio. Thursday in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
From 47 yards, he got it!
Ole Miss faces Miami.
And it's intercepted! It's going to be a Miami pick six!
Then on Friday in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It's Indiana, Oregon. The College Football Playoff Semifinals, 7 Eastern. Thursday and Friday on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution, and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
It's a new year, and everyone's talking resolutions. Eat better, move more, give up everything fun. Yeah, Carbless says you don't have to do that part, because when you reach for a Carbless, you're choosing a better-for-you cocktail. With 0 carbs, 0 sugar, only 100 calories, and full of flavor, you can stay on track with your New Year's resolutions without having to commit to dry January. Start 2026 with balance, not guilt. Your goals matter, and your fun does too. Carbless, your New Year's first good decision.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
We're on the Packers, because we're on the postseason.
The time these guys get on that bus, it's over. It is a new season, and it is all about the next step.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
This is the one time, Tausch, when I don't love the royalty-free music. Like this doesn't. I'm not. Famous friends. I get all fired up. I know what it's time for. This music means.
I got an idea.
Did you want to tell us what it is?
Karaoke version. Sing it with Jesse, and then we could open with that because that would be royalty.
I love that idea. Let's do it. Jesse, set it up.
I knew you would.
Joining us now, he is our famous friend. He is Bryan Bulaga. Bryan, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great.
Do you miss the music too? Do you miss the music?
Yeah, that's why I would love for Jesse to do a karaoke version of it and have it play.
Totally.
That'd be great.
Would you sing backup vocals with me?
No, I would be too enthralled listening to Jesse that I don't want to interrupt his time to shine.
That sounds like I don't have a very good singing voice, and I'm looking for a reason to say. Do you have a good singing voice?
No.
Oh, okay. Fair. What you are good at is assessing offensive line play. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I did want to ask you, because the Packers released Clayton Tune yesterday. I'm always leery because I didn't talk to his agent yesterday, so I don't know if there's a plan there or not. I don't want to say, he was so bad they never want to see him again.
Feels like it.
But that's how it feels. And my question for you is, because most of these guys aren't going to play anyway, what did you think of how the offensive line protected him? Did he ever really have a chance in this game?
No, he didn't have a chance. I mean, let's be real. He didn't have a chance. There were, to his credit, or not to his credit, but to kind of in his defense, there were times he snapped the ball and tackles were beat, or there was penetration immediately on, pass protection, and he was pressured like under that 2 seconds, which is crazy to think, but he was pressured in under the 2 seconds. And I don't care who you are as a quarterback, that's going to be very difficult to do anything. And so you put him out there, and I think by this, at this point in time, we all understood the assignment of this game. It wasn't to win the game, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. and you had him out there, and you kind of fed him to the wolves a little bit, and the wolves ate. We'll just put it that way. And they got after him, and a lot of sacks and hits and pressures and things like that. So he really didn't have a fighting chance from the opening bell. I mean, it was like a Tyson fight, right? Like, kind of walks out there, guy throws a couple jabs, and the next thing you know, you're catching a right uppercut, and just like
Good
that.
night,
and it's
Mike Spinks.
And it's over. So
Brian, Tausch and I have talked about this a fair amount, and as Tausch very wisely put it, it's going to largely be a referendum on which coach took the right approach to their last game. Now, the Bears had something to play for. They didn't know that the Commanders were going to give them the number 2 seed anyway by beating the Eagles. But there's value in the number 2 seed. I know 2 versus 3, but the 1 gets knocked off, and you are guaranteed, if you continue to advance, of playing the NFC Championship game at home if you continue to advance. So there was something on the line for them. For the Packers, there was nothing. They were locked into number 7. I think you and I started the week in the same camp of they should probably play, given the way things have gone the last 3 weeks. I came around to the thought that there's just nothing to be gained here and only risk. You, I don't think, did change your mind. Tell me how you view it and what your concerns might be now for Saturday.
Yeah, and I think that there's, per base cases, there's room for who plays and who doesn't, right? Like, I think that is very clear. Like, Watson, no. Jacobs, no. Love, no. Zach Tom, no. I think it's a per case basis of who you sit and who you play. Like, I am all like erring on that side of caution for certain guys and things like that. I don't know the exact percentage of actual starters that are going to play this weekend and who actually got time against Minnesota, but I think there's guys that could have used reps and used some time out there, whether that's a quarter, whether that's 2 series, a half. I don't know what it is. I think that there could have been some valuable snaps taken by some guys, and that's kind of where I kind of plant my flag on it, right? And I'm not saying that guys needed to play the whole game. I'm not saying that if they lost this game, it was the end of it. Like, we already kind of understood what was happening by all the roster moves, who was starting at quarterback and things like we kind of understood that. I just thought that there was some value to play some guys in that game. And based on a 3-game losing streak, your last game against Baltimore, I think we can all agree that was a little embarrassing. I think that's. I think that's a little. Yeah, I think we could say that. So I think just for guys to get out there and try to get some momentum going into this week, I thought would have been positive. And I understand there's risk to everything. And I was told all week on X and the weekend, oh, you can't have it both ways. I'm like, I'm not asking to have it both ways. I'm just saying I'm not looking for Jordan Love to play. If he did play, he turns around and hands it off 15 times, and then he gets out of the game. If you were going to actually play him, like, you literally don't even put him at risk. You don't play Watson. Jacobs definitely doesn't play. Like, there's certain guys that, no, you don't put them out there. Like, you don't do it. But I think there were guys who could have used some reps. I think the offensive line could have used some reps. I think some of the guys on the D-line could have used some reps. I don't know the percentage of the guys on the back half of the defense that, played. I know Diggs was one. Obviously, he's brand new, so he's going to play.
So Diggs played 33 snaps. The 2 safeties, which they did get a scare with Javon Bullard briefly there. Him and Evan Williams played 21 snaps apiece. Carrington Valentine did not play. Keyshawn Nixon, who I'd like to write about this week if he'd grace us with his presence in the locker room when we're in there, he requested to start and play. And Matt LaFleur said, okay, you got to play the whole first series. So he did, opposite of Diggs. So he played a little bit. I'm really intrigued by him this week and by Romeo Doubs, because obviously they were critical pieces of what happened a couple of weeks ago in Chicago. But beyond that, Brian, the other guys that played a lot, I thought there were a few that flashed, right? Barron, Sorrell, etc. But the guys that if you thought they needed the work, that because they play a significant amount of snaps for you, they didn't play. And that's your point.
Yes, I'll give it to Keyshawn Nixon. I didn't know that he volunteered to do it, that he said, I want to play. I give him a lot of credit for that. I really do. And to go out there, because you know who you're competing against from a wide receiver standpoint, you're going up against really good receivers. So why not go out there and at least get a series in, right? Get a series in, play. There's nothing wrong with that, because then he goes into next week. I get he didn't play a bunch, but he goes into this week against Chicago, and I went out there. I played. I feel like I got some reps in, and it's not foreign to him now going back out there on the road in an even bigger environment. Obviously, the playoffs always are. And you go play, and people may say this shouldn't be foreign to them. They should just be able to just pick up and go. Well, listen, Tausch, I don't know if you were ever the 1 seed when you were playing all the time, but there's something to be said about sitting, not doing anything, and then going out there and trying to match intensity of teams that have been playing. There is something to be said about it. And, for him to go out there and play, and that's for the two safeties too, right? Those two guys play, they have action. They went against a good wide receiver group. Their nervous system's firing. And to me, I'm not saying to play the whole game. And I think that's maybe where people are misunderstanding me, that I'm saying they should have played the whole game. No, but I just think that there's some value in getting some snaps in and then come off, because the inactive list was pretty much who we thought wasn't going to play, right? I think that was pretty obvious going into the game, who the inactives were going to be. So it wasn't well, we need to fill roster spots. Well, the roster was pretty much set, right? Looking on that sideline, there were a ton of starters in uniform that just didn't play. So it was kind of one of those things where it's if you gave them a series or two, and even if you offensively, right, do the minimum and you can't avoid injuries, and in Chicago you can't avoid injuries either. It's part of the game, but you can game plan around. Let's be somewhat safe here.
Get the ball out of your hand, run it. Yep.
Yeah, let's be somewhat safe here. And then we get them in for a series too and get them out, and then they're done. And to me, there's value in that. And I always thought, for me personally, being able to play and then go into a playoff week was beneficial. And that was just my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, and thinking back, help me out on the 2011 season. You're 15-1. And that playoff game is what all Packer fans will think, because of the rest. A-Rod doesn't play. Flynn has the big game. I know Cliffy got put back out there after weeks off. Greg Jennings took some time off. And you could see it. The rust in that first half, with some of the turnovers and some of the misses, you could say it didn't have any correlation. Do you think that team looks back and after that season wished we should have maybe played a little bit so we weren't as rusty? Because you just feel like if you win that game, you're probably going to be back-to-back Super Bowl champs. And you took a little time. And again, it's always going to be judged. It's the referendum, right? It's judged on what you do that following week. And that game, that season, it didn't go well. Did you guys ever have conversations about that?
We didn't have conversations about it as players. I would imagine that if Mike, and I don't know, I can't read Coach McCarthy's mind, but I would imagine if he had another shot at that, if we could take the hot tub time machine back, he probably would play some guys, would be my guess. He would probably play some guys for a couple series or a quarter or whatever it may be, just to play them, just so that they get some game action, because that was 2 weeks off. 2 weeks off before you go play another game, and
this is 3 weeks for Jordan. You look, quarter and some change. He's going to be 3 weeks since he's seen a live pass rush that's trying to kill him.
Yes, 100%. So I think you look at that first half of that Giants game. I remember it vividly. I think it was the first third down where Aaron just didn't connect with Greg on a route that they'd been connecting with all year. He overthrew him just a little bit. And when that fell incomplete, because almost nothing felt incomplete that season, like no ball touched the ground, it felt like. And when that one touched the ground, when Greg was open and Aaron just missed him, it was kind of that feeling like something that wasn't right. Like that never happens. Aaron would be able to drop it in a little bucket on that route every single time, or Greg, the timing, whatever it was, I don't know, because I have the timing of the routes and all that, but like that just never happened. And can you contribute it to taking 2 weeks off? Maybe, maybe not. But like I just that's why I'm always so pro playing when you can, if guys are healthy, not the whole thing, but just a little bit, just so the timing and the rust stays fresh, right? Like that's all I'm saying. And I think people got a little upset at me about it because look what happened to Watson
took a little
last
smoke,
year.
huh? Blue, it feels like for the first time you took a little smoke.
Oh, I did. And I go, well, the Watson situation, as we all know, last year was unique, right? It was very unique because someone was sick and they activated him to play. So, like, it was just a very unique situation. So, like, you can't compare year to year, like, right? Like, that's what I always say, like, this year is not the same as last year. They weren't going into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak last year. Like, it's just a different – every season's different. Every situation's different. And we can't just base it off of what happened last year because, I mean, listen, I wish we could always base it off of that and things would just turn around perfect, but it's never that way.
All right, quickly.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, but one more thing for me, Jason. On the flip side of that, everybody is talking on the play your guys, and you saw Ben Johnson. They may have lost a corner to a concussion because of it. Dan Campbell has been play your guys, drag them out to the sea, drown them, and none of their teams can stay healthy. Like it's so. Now you could say, well, Green Bay does it the other way, and Mike is out and Kraft's out. You got 15 guys out. You're going to get hurt in football. It's got to come down to what do I think this group needs to give them the best chance to win a playoff game. That's what it is. Matt LaFleur picked this way. Ben Johnson picked the other way. And that's where we'll see a referendum, and the results come in quick. There's no backroom counting or anything like that. You're going to know 10 o'clock, 10:30 on Saturday how it shakes out.
I even think for that you're going to find out in the first quarter of the game. To be honest, who comes out a certain way right out of the gates, like, and that to me is that's the fun part of seeing, because we know what this offense and this defense looks like when they're playing, right? Like, and things are in sync and in rhythm and all that. So like with this, especially with Jordan missing the time that he's missed, obviously concussion and all that, but you'll see if he's sharp, right? Like, and when Jordan Love is sharp, you can see it. It's precise. It's very calculated. I mean, everything is in order. If things look a little discombobulated in the first quarter, there's something to be said about it. And there's no time in the playoffs for rust. Like you can't say, oh well, we were rusty, that's why we lost the game. Well, sorry. Like no, at that point there's no next week, so it doesn't matter at that point.
Just to be clear, that 2011 game when Matt Flynn had that 480-yard, 6-touchdown day, the Packers' inactives that day were Aaron Rodgers, Randall Cobb, Charles Woodson, James Starks, Clay Matthews, Greg Jennings, and Bryan Bulaga. All of the other offensive line starters, Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver, Jermichael Finley, they all started. Newhouse started in your spot, though. Now, from a snap count perspective, obviously I'm sure that was before they would put the snap counts in the stat books, but I'm sure those offensive linemen didn't play more than a series or two, right?
I don't think they did.
Were you dealing with an injury, or were you just so valuable they didn't want to play you?
No, I was not that valuable. That was the week prior. We were in Kansas City, and I got rolled into on the left knee that I had surgery on that offseason. That's when Derek Sherrod went in and broke his leg, if you recall.
I do recall, yes.
So I got rolled into in Kansas City, I think, in the third quarter, and McKenzie said that was that. You're done.
Okay.
And that's why the following week they just shut me down for that game.
And then you had the bye, and then you guys played, obviously, against the Giants. All right, we will have more with Bryan Bulaga. This has become a new tradition on Wednesdays where we give away an Iron Jock item.
I love this new tradition. I don't have blood on my hands either. I don't have any blood on my hands. I love this.
My only request would be, as much as you would love to stick it to the producer, if you could just be judicious in just how harshly you treat him, that would be great.
155 was too many yesterday.
Yeah, that was on. But that was on Hunter.
Yeah.
Tausch, he's like Pontius Pilate, man. He washed his hands of it. So, Tausch, tell us about Iron Jock, and Brian can pick a caller.
All right, new year, new goals, and Iron Jock is here to help you stick to them, whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026. Iron Jock gear has you covered right now. ESPN listeners, take 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Use that promo code ESPN30 at the checkout. That is, again, promo code ESPN30. Look good, smell great, and start the year strong with Iron Jock. And, Brian, we need a number. I need a number from you. 844-770-3776.
That's a number.
Start calling. Yep.
All right, so this is perfect for me, actually, since Jesse had so much to say about Iowa in the bowl game. So we're going to go with...
He also called you soft as baby poop for not going to the ReliaQuest Bowl because it was too cold for big, strong Brian. Just to give you a fair reference of all your info.
Yes, so we're going to go with the combined score. Iowa won 34-27. And then we're going to add Iowa's win total, which is 9 on the season. So that's going to be 70. Caller 70 will be...
okay.
Boy, that's pretty... That's actually pretty nice.
That's nice.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh, if you heard the open to the show... If you heard the open to the show, you would not have stopped at 70. But that just shows... As you've matured, how much nicer you... Yeah, your character. Exactly. Yeah. Caller 70 right now for your chance to win an Iron Jock hat. Again, that's caller 70 to win an Iron Jock hat, 844-770-3776.
More with that nice and allegedly soft as baby poop? I must have missed that. Maybe my headphones cut
Jesse,
out.
he told me that yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. Soft as baby poop. Bryan Bulaga continues next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Welcome aboard Colton Joseph, the Old Dominion transfer quarterback posing a dual threat under center. Joseph ranked 15th in ESPN's power rankings of transfer QBs. Joseph finishing 8th in the nation in total offense, racking up over 300 yards per contest. Just over 2,600 yards in the air with 21 scores. Meanwhile, over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns on the ground. One of a number of commitments for Wisconsin in the early transfer pickup window. Badgers transfer class ranked 5th according to 247 Sports.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Matt, when we were out at the Packer game, your friend even admitted that he checks out mentally when you start to tell him
He did
recipes. Yes. I don't even bring up food around you anymore because I don't. It's too much.
And Thomas is a terrible cook, so he can't follow the recipes anyway.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hey, it's Jim Rutledge, and if you're like me, you want to look good, feel good, and still enjoy life. That's why I go to Carbon World Health. Whether it's recovery after a long week, boosting energy, or getting your fitness dialed in, Dr. Nestor Rodriguez and his team have you covered. And now, they've got a new med spa in Sun Prairie that has everything you need to look as good as you feel. Carbon World Health isn't just a gym, it's a total wellness experience. Visit carbonworldhealth.com to learn more.
The Don has spoken.
Everybody has the same issues. Everyone has NIL issues. Everyone has transfer portal issues. It's up to our guys to figure out how to manage it.
The Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
This sounds a little more, I mean, for a guy who was allegedly, what was it again? Soft as baby poop.
Yeah.
This sounds a little tougher. I like this.
Okay.
Bryan, I know Tausch has more questions for you. I want to sneak this one in before we move forward.
Jay said, you got one you want to jump in?
I'm
just curious because I don't want to talk a ton about Minnesota, but there were some guys that haven't played a bunch of positions, and I wanted to get his thoughts on Monk at center. There's a possibility that could be the guy next year. And obviously Jordan Morgan playing left tackle. What did you think?
Yeah.
I'm going to predict that this will not be a rave review based on that response.
Yeah, it's not going to be a rave review by any stretch. Okay, so essentially, I don't remember the total offensive output on the day, but the guys up front, it was not great, right? They had a couple nice runs here and there, right? Like, and that's being nice, right? There was a couple nice runs.
Yep, sure. Yeah, they also had a 18-yard loss,
yes,
which didn't help the numbers.
Correct. And then the pass protection was not good, right? I mean, there were a couple times where DNs were scot-free by, jumping the count, things like that. Just a lot of pressure, around the edges, up the middle. It just wasn't great, right? And I say this too because, like, I get it from as a tackle and offensive line sympathizer. It is hard when snap counts change and timing changes and rhythm changes to get off on snap counts and things like that. But still, at the end of the day, it wasn't a great performance by the unit up front, right? And I don't think anyone would say you're wrong. They played really well. It just Minnesota's defense was just that good. And it's like, I get Minnesota's defense is good, but still got to block, still got to move bodies out of the way, still got to protect. And it wasn't a great offensive performance, right? I mean, should have been 0 points, but they kicked a field goal and it was 3.
Covered.
Yeah, they covered. They definitely covered. I guess, which is a hot topic. It just wasn't. It wasn't like, it's hard to judge guys when everyone else around them hasn't played any football, right? Like from center to left guard, then obviously Jordan Moore going to left tackle. Yeah, he played left tackle in the preseason, but he hasn't played any left tackle until this game. And then he has some mistakes where doesn't get off the snap, right? The ball snap, he doesn't move, and there's sacks and sack fumbles, and it's just really hard to like make a judgment besides what you saw live and then what you saw replayed back. Like it just wasn't great. Like I thought like Belton was physical in the run game. I thought he was finishing guys, and Monk even at times finished some guys too in the run game as well. But that's big picture. It wasn't a great output. We'll just put it that way. And that's just my opinion on it. Now,
Blue,
are
you discouraged by Jordan Morgan's, because again, it's one game. He's going to get that crack at left tackle next year unless something crazy happens. Are you discouraged by that, or do you still believe that's his best spot?
I believe it's his best spot. I do, and I'm not discouraged by it. I'm more
concerned.
when you get the opportunity. When you get the opportunity, you have to make the most out of it. Like you have to go out there and perform at a high level against a good defensive ends and play a certain way. And listen, I don't know what the communication was on the couple times where guys were laid off the ball, and I mean, I don't know what happened there. I mean, I've been part of that at times where, hey, the ball gets fired back there and you're in the blank mode and you have to try to figure it out. But I mean, it just didn't look great, right? Like, and that's really all I can say about it. And the thing is, he'll have to go into an off season and really train and prepare to try to make that spot his own and be, ready to go if that is the opportunity that he gets, which I'd imagine it will be. So, and at the center position, Monk hasn't played, I think, at all besides against Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. And again, that's also hard to judge someone on when they haven't done anything really all season, and then you put them out there against that defense in that situation where you're surrounded by essentially your only starter is Belton next to you. You're playing next to a left guard that just got pulled up from P squad, essentially. And the quarterback's not the guy. The running back's not the guy. There's not your starting group around you. It's hard to make an assessment, a true assessment, besides did they win or lose their blocks, or were they able to get movement on the line of scrimmage? Did they hold up in pass pro? How were they against Minnesota's pressure packages and things like that? And it wasn't clean. And I'm not saying anything that everyone didn't see, right? Like I don't think I'm like breaking news to everybody here.
You're not.
It was what
pretty
it was.
harsh, pretty harsh. Yeah, very harsh by you. Jacob Monk, he had played before on the offensive line before the Vikings game. He played 6 snaps after they waved the white flag against Baltimore. So to Brian's point, that is not like that defense really not having played. I don't know if they know what they have. I did talk to Sean Ryan yesterday. I want to ask you about him But first, look, the most important thing here, and we've kind of buried the lead with 2 right tackles on the show. Zach Tom is cleared for takeoff. I'm hoping he's going to talk today about it. But Matt LaFleur said he's playing. So how does that – so now you've got Sheeto at left tackle. You got Aaron Banks at left guard. You got Sean Ryan at center. You got Anthony Belton at right guard. And you've got your guy, Zach Tom, back. So as long as your tackles stay healthy, as long as everybody stays healthy, I suppose, we don't have to worry about whether Jordan Morgan is any good or not until next year, theoretically. So how much of a boost, because they definitely were cautious with him, right? I mean, he's missed basically even longer than Jordan Love. He was also injured in that Denver game, which, by the way, they were winning before they lost all these guys. So I'm still not convinced that this team stinks just because they lost 4 in a row. But how does the dynamic change when you got Zach Tom healthy and on the line?
I think, for one, you look at the protection from the first Bears-Packers game when he played the whole thing. The protection was really good when that line played together in Green Bay against the Bears in the first matchup. So, I think what he does to you, he solidifies one part of the offensive line, which Tausch and I have always talked about this. That means if you think that there's a spot where you need to chip or thump, you can get away from him and allow him to do his job, and it helps solidify other parts of your protection unit. And I think getting him back, it does just that. You can leave him, and obviously we don't know the exact health of him. I don't know how good the knee is or the back or what he was dealing with. But he's had some time off, which I'm hoping has given him time to get that as healthy as possible, right? And that he'll be able to manage by himself against Sweat or whoever it is that he goes against for a duration of the game. And when you're able to leave a tackle just isolated and worry about sliding the protection elsewhere or things like that, maybe you don't get that headshot that Jordan took because you're bringing in extra linemen to try to pass protect, right? You could just send a tight end out there, have him thump on his way out, and then the tackle takes that over, and you're solid on one side because you feel good about your right tackle, and you're good to go, right? And to me, that's what I'm hoping we see is that protection unit that we saw the first matchup of Bears-Packers in Lambeau. That's what you see in this iteration of this matchup in the third time is solid protection. Jordan Love has time. He can go through all his reads, and there's no worry of that. You're bringing in a tight end to block, or you bring in an extra offensive lineman to try to shore up protection. You have 5 guys that you feel good about getting the job done.
Yeah, I think
Blue,
that's
whose O-line? Which O-line do you like? Do you think Chicago's O-line is better than Green Bay's?
I think from an interior standpoint, Chicago's really strong, right? I think you agree. Yep. You look at Chicago's middle 3. I mean, when you got Thuney, or Thuney.
You got it right.
Yeah, Thuney. When you have a guy like that,
same as the quarterback from Green Bay a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
the old Toon Dog.
Yeah, when you have a guy like that, and then it's is it Jonah Williams or is it Jonah Williams or Jackson the
Jonah
right guard?
Hill? I think it's Jonah Hill.
I don't think it's Jonah Hill. I know Jonah Hill, but I don't think it's that Jonah Hill.
Wait a minute, you know Jonah Hill?
Well, I know him from movies.
He hangs out. He goes to concerts with him.
Yeah,
so Clifton connected the offensive lineman with Justin Timberlake. You got to hook up with Jonah Hill?
I don't. I don't. I just know him from Superbad.
You just know who he is.
Yeah, like Superbad and
Who did City have the connection with? How did you guys end up at Pitch Perfect? How did that all play out? Was that City, or was that Teach?
I didn't do that. I think that was like a Clay. Maybe it was City. I don't know. City. I don't know who he knew for that hookup. I don't. We literally just watched that. We literally watched that the other day with my kids, and my daughter was mad that I did not do that. She's very upset.
With her.
Yeah, you should have been in it.
Yeah,
totally with her on that.
Did you have a chance to do it? You turned it down, or did they not invite you?
No, I had a chance. I was rehabbing my knee from an ACL tear down in Florida. I was rehabbing, and that's kind of my main goal was getting back.
Would you do it looking back?
NFL season.
Would you do it now, knowing your kids wanted you to do it?
Knowing my son, Declan, he gave me a hard time for it too. Knowing that I did it, but then I watched the scene and it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I didn't do it. But I mean, knowing that they would want me to do it, I would have done it, right? If I would have had kids at the time and they're like, you need to do it, I would have done it. But I watched the scene again and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I didn't do this. Like, I'm glad I just stayed in Florida and rehabbed my knee.
What did Abby tell you to do at the time? Did Abby say go, or did she say you shouldn't?
She didn't have an opinion. I mean, she was just like, do whatever you want. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Like me. Come on.
Yeah, she didn't really care one way or another. I mean, wouldn't have impacted her, either way.
Those royalties are still paying off, I'm sure.
Yeah, I wonder.
That's not royalty free.
Sit in what he gets. Well, every time that movie
every
is
time
on,
it's on
he
free
gets like
form.
I'll text him right now. I'll see what he gets for royalties for
a quarter,
Netflix,
a quarter,
and Freeform,
not even.
Yeah,
still
10
getting
cents.
those checks from Kohl's. All right, Brian, I did want to ask you this before we let you go. So I did spend some time with Sean Ryan, who wears your number 75, yesterday, and I'm finishing up that story for Channel 3000. But he said it was not easy during the course of the season to compartmentalize kind of the uncertainty of his future, and the way things have played out. Again, I don't know what Goody is thinking, and neither does he. But I think he's made a pretty strong case to say, hey, they're probably going to move on from Elton. He's had his 30th birthday. He's coming off of an injury, right? I think he's made a case that they should at least consider re-signing him to be their center. What say you?
Yeah, he's made the case for it for sure, right? And obviously when you transition to a position like center, there's going to be mistakes, and he's had a couple of those with the snaps and things like that. I mean, those are, unfortunate timing on those mistakes, obviously. But there's going to be some growing pains with that. But I think if you look at how he's performed overall, I think he's done a pretty nice job, right? I think stepping into that role at the time he did, really, you could say, oh, well, he took some snaps during training camp or he took some during the week of practice. But if you don't train for that over a course, a long course of time to get ready, that's difficult work to come in mid-season and pick up the ball and direct the offensive line and do that. So to give him a lot of credit for what he's done, I'm with you. I think he's made a case to do it, especially if you re-sign him and you give him actual time to train at that position, and that's where he's at, right? There's no kind of where he was at guard.
It feels like they don't like him. It feels like they don't like him.
It always feels
They're
that
always
way,
trying
doesn't
to replace
it,
him. They don't like him.
There's something, yeah, because, when he's playing guard, he's always having to look over his shoulder, rotating in and out, do this, do that. And, at the center position, if they just make that his and that's where he's going to play, he could excel at it, right? I think he's physical in the run game. I think he's good in pass protection because I thought he was good in pass protection as a guard. I thought that was something that he did well, that he was physical at guard in pass protection. He set a nice pocket when obviously, not every rep's perfect. But so I think at guard or at center, I think he does a nice job. But what they're thinking and, what they're going to do, as we all know, you have to pay X amount of guys, right? You can only pay X amount of guys and things like that. And I'm not saying he'd get this massive contract. It would be more of a prove it.
Got to be 10 mil. Starting center's 10 to 12 million a year.
Yeah, that would
they ain't going to pay him that.
Right. And
they're going to Runyon him. He's going to get Runyoned,
probably,
in my opinion. Hey, thank you for your 4 years. We appreciate it. Go get your money. Good luck, and then we'll take your comp pick.
His whatever this is worth, and we prefer the BFF Bulaga Football Focus, but he's 31st out of 40 graded centers from Pro Football Focus, 40th out of 40 for his pass blocking grade, 17th out of 40 for his run blocking grade. So again, I'm not saying that's the end all be all, but
yeah. That's unique for centers and pass blocking grades when they're in nickel most of the time and they're sliding and helping.
Right.
It's always
okay.
I mean, okay. I look at it more of he's had a short span to even put a dent in the PFF ranking of. So
Totally
if he has like 10 bad plays, it's going to tank whatever he's rated, no matter what. So like it does it, and obviously the bad snaps are going to count in their grading scale as like minus 100. So like
yeah, I mean the one where they're calling the can play and he puts it off of Malik's face. That was less than ideal. I
Boy,
get
that was the speed on that snap. I'm telling you, you've seen Blue. You're a big soccer guy. I see that YouTube video Eleanor keeps pulling up for me where the goalie is sitting in a chair and they're just firing balls off his face. It brought me a chuckle.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to make a big splash in free agency, and I know Green Bay's not going to have a ton of cap space, your guy, he's out with Baltimore now, the Iowa Cat, or we draft the Iowa center that's coming out that won the big award. Center, I would not be shocked. That's going to be a spot that they are going to look long and hard at if they don't bring Sean Ryan back on a smaller contract.
Take the BAH, the best available Hawkeye.
Linderbaum.
All right, Brian. I will talk to you tomorrow on the Homer Hour, hopefully, and then I will talk to you on Saturday night as we get ready for Packers Bears. We appreciate all your insights, and we don't think
couple $100 a year is what the boys from PP get. Couple $100 a year, right? They call that mailbox money. Show up at the mailbox. Couple $100.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Way to go,
now, do I
Bulaga.
think he's
You
lying?
missed it.
Missing out.
You missed the
Do
boat.
I think he's lying about how many hundreds of bucks? I do, but I can only go off of what he texts.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, when they come out with the 4th or 5th sequel, we'll circle back with Brian. All right, guys. Brian, we appreciate you. Thanks.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
That is Bryan Bulaga. We got some catching up to do, as we often do when we talk to Bryan Bulaga. The 10 o'clock hour starts at a league record 10:23. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers continuing preparations for their NFC Wild Card Showdown with the division rival Chicago Bears Saturday night at Soldier Field. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock, streaming exclusively on Amazon Prime unless you live in the Milwaukee, Green Bay, or Chicago TV markets. Packers remain listed as 1.5-point favorites despite being the 7th seed going up against the NFC North champion 2-seed Bears. Plenty more to get you set as the week continues here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Homer, host of Green Bay Game Night, coming up in a few minutes here on Wilde and Tausch, continuing next. Basketball, the Badgers 80-72 winners last night over UCLA at the Kohl Center. Wisconsin now 10-5 on the season. Marquette in action at Fiserv Forum tonight, hosting Xavier, 6 o'clock on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. WIAC showcase tonight, 17th ranked UW Eau Claire and UW Platteville, streaming on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Tip time at 7 o'clock.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now, thanks to Bryan Bulaga, who is phenomenal and insightful and missed the boat on his chance of being a big Hollywood star.
Yeah, he should have taken it. That's one of those opportunities that you think at the time, I don't know. It's like me with the 60-yard line. Is it the greatest movie ever? From a Packer fan standpoint, I would argue yes. From a overall cinematic standpoint, I would say no. But from a Packer fan, it's a good movie.
And you never know where it might have led.
The movie.
Like, maybe they get Bryan in there,
it's
and they think this guy could be an action hero.
Yeah, you don't get these opportunities now. You got to strike while the cast iron is hot.
Yeah.
You know?
I
think Blue looks back, I think he should have done it.
I don't want to judge too much, but I feel like outside of the fact that they're both movies, you in the 60-yard line is not a lot like Pitch Perfect 2 with the cast of Packers players in the sing-off scene.
Jesse, I'm only trying to make as fair of a comp as I can. Obviously, the fact that I was, I don't even know who was all in the movie, compared to going with Old Girl, who's a big star, and they got a bunch of stars. Yeah. Hey, no blank, Gel. So I'm sorry. I thought I'm on this show to kind of bring reference points to different things when I can, and you're going to go blank on me for doing that? All right. That's fine, Gel.
Can I ask a serious question?
I don't know. Can you?
What were you expecting? How did you envision that?
What?
Hey, take it easy over there. Jesse, when you decided, we just had this discussion about my correction thing. When you decided to go down that road, how did you see that playing out?
I do this a lot where I say, this reminds me of when I was playing 7th grade Little League. And then you guys get, it's nothing, you think you can compare to NFC Wild Card to when you played 7th grade Little League.
Our movie has been released in theaters. It was on Peacock. It was released in theaters. My mom sat. Hold on. My mother sat alone in a Saturday afternoon in a theater with nobody else there, which is when I knew our movie probably wasn't going to be a rocket star hit, and watched this movie in a theater. How many times that happened to you, Gel?
I was an extra in Mr. 3000, which was a real movie that was actually made and seen around the country.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's
you are a jerk.
Let's turn the temperature down a little bit here. And by the way, Diane Tauscher, that is Mom of the Year material. Sitting alone in a movie theater to see your son in his. I mean, it was more than a cameo. Slightly more than a cameo role.
Definitely more than a cameo. What are you talking about?
That's exactly what I said. It was more than a cameo.
I haven't gotten any royalties.
Was it more?
I haven't gotten any royalties on that.
I just love the irony of all the places that movie could land as a streaming service. The fact that it landed on Peacock brings so much joy.
I don't even know.
No, it definitely did.
That's where I watched it.
That was where I never got to the end still. But I'm working on it. I hope everything works out for the main character. Like things work out with Jones Dairy Farm when you make sure you add that to your menu at home.
Indeed, Jones Dairy Farm, family-owned and operated, 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, all the way back to 1889. And best known, all natural. Everybody's trying to eat clean and healthy. It's early January. You got life goals, everything else. And Jones Dairy will provide everything you need to help do that. Sausage is made fresh meat only. It's been hip now lately. Let's get rid of all these fillers and the nitrates and all this other blech. Mm-hmm. Jones Dairy has done it from scratch right away. It's just their recipe and that's it. Find Jones products in grocery stores across Wisconsin. Check the website's product finder at jonesdairyfarm.com.
We got to get ready for Homer, the cap of Wisconsin sports radio.
Do I have some stuff to broach with him?
Okay.
I have some things to broach with him.
We will talk to him soon. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. Well, it's a new year, and that means new goals. Iron Jock is here to help you stay committed to those goals, whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026. Formulated to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, Iron Jock keeps you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. But right now, you can get 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Just use promo code ESPN30. That's ESPN30 for 30% off your order over $75. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
By the time the 7th-seeded Packers and the 2nd-seeded Chicago Bears take the field on Saturday night in the wild card round of the playoffs, it will be over a month since the Packers' last win, which took place at Lambeau Field on December 7th when the Packers defeated the Bears. The other one they should have won happened on December 20th in Chicago when just about everything went wrong in the final 2 minutes in overtime. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur says they can't focus on the past if they want to get a win in the playoffs.
I think that's in the past. I think there's nothing we can do about that. We've just got to look to the future.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Donate at nationalparks.org/foundation.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
It's on to the playoffs.
It's a clean slate.
In Chicago.
When you get to the postseason, everybody's 0-0.
Get ready and react this Saturday with Green Bay Game Day and Game Night, starting at 4 p.m. right here on ESPN Madison.
I'm a little bit, I don't know, nervous. Nervous is probably too strong. I'm intrigued, but there's an apprehension to my intrigue because of what Tausch said about his plans for discussing some things he wants to broach with Uncle Homer.
Let's brace ourselves for that one.
I am certainly bracing myself currently. But before we can do that, Jesse, you've got a tweet or a text or something that you'd like to get to.
Yeah, Nick and Wanakee had a good text here on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. I want to hear your thoughts on this before we get to Homer. Oops, let's change that. Sorry, just a second. I got to adjust a setting here because going on to put
dynamite work.
There's a meeting taking place in the studio. I forgot I changed this yesterday from when Tausch was in, and I don't want to put the meeting on the.
You did a meeting in the studio?
Well, there is a meeting going on in the studio. All right, here we go. Nick and Wanakee. The parallel between the postseason for the Brewers and the Packers is unbelievable. They are both paired up against their arch nemesis from Chicago, both expected to win that matchup. And just like the Brewers season was salvaged by beating the Cubs, the Packers season will be salvaged if they beat the Bears. Nick and Wanakee.
That makes me sad.
Oh,
that text just makes me sad.
I knew. The minute it said Brewers in like the seventh word. Go ahead.
Are our expectations now? Are the Brewers? I have railed against this for years on this show. The Brewers, yes, we're a small market team and we don't have the same payroll, but we have positioned ourselves to be the 1 seed, to host playoff games, to get to the divisional round, to get to the championship series, and it just feels as if we've always kind of given passes, even though we've been good enough to win it. And then when we don't, we're always kind of on we don't have the payroll. Kansas City Royals won a championship. Other teams have found a way to do it. Is it much more difficult? Yes. I never in my life thought that the Packer fans have always had crazy expectations. Some said entitled, right? Isn't it? There was a big article Entitled Town.
Yeah, Entitled Town.
And I'm always kind of like, yeah, this is the price you pay for being one of the great franchises. This is it. And is it sometimes unfair? Abso-blank-and-lutely, but I love it. That's what we are. And now all of a sudden we're not? And again, this is the Abe and Danny from Monday, Nick putting this out there. And I understand if we were full strength with Tucker and with Micah and, there's other guys that you'd want to have available, Elton and whatnot, I don't think we'd be feeling this sentiment. But for whatever reason, we kind of are, and I don't like it. I don't like it a bit. I don't like it when we do it to the Brewers, and I'm almost to the point like I can't believe what I'm hearing from probably 30% of our fan base, maybe more. And I don't want to be unfair because you take 2 of your best 4 players off of a roster, it is going to be a hell of a lot more difficult to win 3 road playoff games. I get it. But I don't want our fans to go into that mindset. And you know who else doesn't? Brian Gutekunst and Ed Policy and Matt LaFleur. Tell me why I'm crazy.
You're not. You're right. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I don't think will the Brewers fans ever change the mindset that we're not going to beat the Dodgers because they spend 4x what we do?
No.
That just baked into the cake?
Until they can actually do it, right? I mean, look, there have been instances, if you look at the history in the last 2 decades of the World Series, there have been teams, Kansas City Royals being one of them, who managed to win a World Series, right? Even though they were a small market team. But all the stars have to align, and until it actually happens for your franchise, you're probably going to have the attitude you're talking about. Now, I don't want to speak for Brewers fans, because I think there were a lot of fans that went into the NLCS with the Dodgers thinking we can do this, right? And it turned out they couldn't.
I don't know.
Well, maybe they were unrealistic, but the bottom line is that the parallel in that text again. I think
it's a great text, by the way.
It was an awesome text. I do think the NFC is wide open. I don't think the Packers will be the representative, but there is no Dodgers there.
We shouldn't be looking at it like, oh shucks, let's get a win and then call it a good season. Like I don't want that mindset.
Right. I
don't.
You're right. I couldn't agree with you
Jesse,
more.
am I crazy here? Because I got to give you credit. 2 years ago, you said this is the Brewers' best last chance because Shohei's going to the Dodgers and nobody's going to beat him. That's what you said. And you have been dead wrong about almost every other Brewers take you've had. But you nailed that one.
That was an awesome compliment right there.
That's you giving me credit? I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, no, it is giving me credit. You nailed it.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Because are the Dodgers back-to-back?
Am
I crazy?
They have gone back-to-back 2 for 2 since they acquired Shohei Ohtani.
And you said if you don't get it done this year, which was 3 years ago, we ain't going to have another shot because the Dodgers are going to do what they just did. And by the way, you were correct. Now, you weren't correct about the Oakland Athletics, and you weren't correct about Pat Murphy getting fired in May. So I just want to sprinkle that in for context for our listeners.
Yes.
But,
all right. We need to get to Homer. An interesting Bronco in our live chat on ESPN Madison. I want to go back to this because we have always said this was the cost of doing business, but Love is supposed to rise to the occasion. We pay him $55 million a year not to get bounced in the first round. I want to circle back to that because I do think that's an interesting take. Also, a lot of discussion about movies. You can send your thank you notes to Amy, who purchased the 60-yard line on DVD before it was streamable. Also, Bill informs us that you can find it also on Tubi, which I think is free.
Oh, yeah, Tubi.
So that's another option for you if you've not seen Tausch's
how are
tour
some
de
of these
force
sites
performance.
free and some are not? Like, how do they make money then?
They're advertising supported.
While
like
it's going
cable.
On. Okay.
Which seems like a good idea.
No,
Bundle
but I'm saying, how are these, like, if we did, like, you asked the other day about Amazon.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to Joshy it and find, like, a
Tubi
way to not do
Tubi, all you got to do is like download the app. I don't love giving them free
and
advertising.
you can watch the Packer game, Bear game on Saturday?
No, you can't. No, they're not going to have that.
Definitely not.
But they have the 60-yard line,
there's
and it
these
has
illegal
commercials.
streaming sites.
That's why it's free.
How are they pulling it
This
off?
is not an illegal streaming site. I don't know how they do it.
Illegally.
No, but I mean, they're not making money on it illegally, are they? Or are they making money illegally?
I don't know.
Can we not spend time talking about the logistics of running an illegal
text me on the
stream?
side how that works, because I don't know.
I will call my legal advisor, David Gruber, and ask him how that works. That is not his necessary area of lawyerly expertise. It is getting you paid if you've been injured in an accident, getting you what you deserve. Hopefully you never have to call him or his team. But if you do, well, there's one call to make. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, how do you pirate movies?
Hey, do they still have that Napster thing? Uncle Homer joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for the Blue Mountains of cold, refreshing Coors Light. Well, whether you're tailgating pregame, cracking one open during the game, celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue when chilled to perfection, which, besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
It's a rivalry game on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania this Friday night. The Lake Mills Elcats square off with their crosstown rivals, the Lakeside Lutheran Warriors, in a must-see boys basketball showdown. Join me, Hunter Vaughn, and the Dean Dennis Summerall this Friday night for Lake Mills versus Lakeside Lutheran. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:45, tip-off at 7:15, live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, you know, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
But not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. Right now, you can get Pella windows at a discount with Siding Unlimited. Yes, end-of-the-year pricing is a discount right before the 2026 price increases, saving you big money on your project right now. Buy now, install in spring, and lock in. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Badger fans, get ready to give back and chuck some pucks. Join Wisconsin Men's Hockey Friday, January 9th as the Badgers host Chuck a Puck, presented by BMO, when they take on Alaska Anchorage at 7 p.m. Donate new or gently used recess equipment for the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County to earn your chance to throw a puck on the ice after the game and win prizes like a Wisconsin hockey jersey, signed sticks, or 2026-27 season tickets. Get your tickets to the game now and learn more at uwbadgers.com.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
We're on the Packers, because we're on the postseason.
The time these guys get on that bus, it's over. It is a new season, and it is all about the next step.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Told that Steve the Homer True only has a few minutes, so I turn the show over to him and Tausch because Tausch has some things he would like to discuss with him. Homer, good morning. Welcome to the show. Tausch, the floor is yours.
Homer, how are you today?
I'm good.
Living the dream? So,
yeah, well,
here's what I'd say.
Dream, but
why not?
It's been a tough year for Marquette. I'm not used to it.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to bring that up today. We'll let you guys are going to get it turned around. You'll still find a way. Here's what I want to ask. You send a great Christmas card. Jason, I'm sure you get one from Steve the Homer True as well. And Homer sent one, and I tell you what, my wife gets a bigger kick out of Homer's Christmas card. She thinks Homer is one of the funniest guys around, which is great. Homer is funny when he's not cussing at me in text messages. But you sent a note and a card explaining your year and kind of your deal. And then you gave us constructive criticism on what we should do on our Christmas card, which I thought is interesting. Do you do that a lot to people?
Not often, but when I think a card is really good and I have what I think is a minor suggestion for 1 year, I think people focus too much on their kids. It's okay to focus a little more on your kids. I think the parents are adults too, or people too, and when they get left out of all the pictures, or the majority of them, I thought I'd make a small suggestion. So,
Okay, well, I think we're going to heed your suggestion. So, Jason,
just for
we
one
send
year,
a picture.
not
Our
like
kids, our kids are on the front, and then there's pictures of kind of us as a family, and then mix and match
I got yours.
on the
nice.
back.
Mm-hmm. Loved it.
And is that a fair criticism by Homer?
I don't know. What else did you want to get to with him?
Fair enough, Homer.
Well,
since you got a tight
one
timeline
thing to
here,
say, because I want to make look. If I'm the president of the Green Bay Packers today, I call John Harbaugh, and his agent, I think, is Kevin
Harlan. Brian Harlan.
Anyway, and I inform him that we will hire John Harbaugh, a 5-year contract, whatever he wants. Doesn't matter what our team does the rest of the year. This is an incredible opportunity, almost like Kansas City had with Andy Reid. You have a good coach, smart coach. You need a tougher situation. This guy's available only because they need to make a change. And I inform him, I don't care if the Packers win the Super Bowl, you will be the coach starting next year for 5 years at whatever cost. And if any of this leaks out, we'll deny it. But I will do and have to do whatever is necessary to take advantage of this incredible opportunity, not only his ability, but the change and the flip into exactly what they need in this Green Bay Packer organization. I hope
Homer, that is a huge first it's Ed policy, but Homer, that is a huge indictment of Matt LaFleur, what you just said there.
No, it's not. No,
it is.
It's a situation of someone being available that almost never would be available. LaFleur's a good coach. I said he could win the Super Bowl.
Maybe you should ask why he's available. Maybe you should ask that question.
Again,
why is John Harbaugh available?
Who's a better coach? Who's
ran
been a
out
better
of
coach
time
every day of his life? And who will be a better coach every day the both of them are alive? John Harbaugh.
I don't know. This year he's not.
Because of the weird situation. The Packers have
this
done
year, John
before.
Harbaugh wasn't a better coach.
And they blew it this year. If they hadn't blown the Baltimore game, they'd be the number 2 seed. The man, LaFleur, has done nothing for 4 years. But I'm even saying I'd still have him back if Harbaugh wasn't available. This never occurs. It occurred for Kansas City.
Belichick was available a couple years ago.
For the Packers, and if they don't take advantage of it, then I will be incredibly disappointed. It is a million times more important than a game against the Bears, with the Packers being nothing special, whatever your attitude is. And I know if you don't like it or whatever, that's tough. That's what they are. They're hurt. They're nothing close to a factor in this playoffs. John Harbaugh is available. Oh, baby.
Jason, is that not an indictment? Homer not giving a huge indictment of Matt LaFleur when anybody says that?
He totally is. And again, John Harbaugh won the Super Bowl in 2012. Why don't we just rehire Mike McCarthy? He's available.
Come on.
Oh, burn.
What?
What do you mean? They both won one Super Bowl.
What do you know about John Harbaugh that makes him so clearly better than Mike McCarthy?
He shouldn't be available. It happens sometimes. They just want to make a change. Who would you rather have as coach of the Green Bay Packers, John Harbaugh or Mike McCarthy?
How many?
What has John Harbaugh done? He can't win playoff games with an MVP quarterback.
Look at his record, yes. He's won. He hasn't won
I have
enough.
looked at his record.
His
career
postseason record sucks.
His career playoff record is 13 and 11.
Better than LaFleur. What has LaFleur done in 4 years? Nothing.
What? I'm sorry.
Harbaugh's done more than LaFleur in the last 2 years.
He's coached 18 years.
What?
He's coached 18 years. Yeah, he's going to have more runway than LaFleur.
Mike McCarthy's career playoff record is 11 and 11. John Harbaugh's is 13 and 11.
But as I said,
he's been to one AFC Championship game in what the last.
Coach of the Packers today, McCarthy or Harbaugh?
Who's been to more conference championship games in the last 7 years? Matt LaFleur or John Harbaugh?
Good question.
I would guess LaFleur, or you wouldn't ask it.
Right. So I just don't like.
There's the old vet. He knows.
I'm not. Let me be clear. I think John Harbaugh is a very good coach.
This isn't really about the floor. How can you defend him? He can't even win the division. He hasn't done anything in 4 years. One of those was with Aaron Rodgers.
Homer, you just said, though, that it's not, if it wasn't for John Harbaugh, you'd keep LaFleur.
Yes, I would.
I just want to confirm this. You're of the belief that if the Green Bay Packers go and make this improbable run and win a world championship, you're still firing Matt LaFleur and going to hire John Harbaugh?
I'm willing to take. Hold on. I'm willing to take that risk in order to get Harbaugh to take the job now. Because if I wait, he might be somewhere else. I don't believe there's any chance the Packers will go that far, but I will take that risk if I have to today to make sure I get him. Yes.
If I'm John Harbaugh and you give me that offer, I'm going to say I ain't working for these nuts. That's a lunatic offer.
What do I have to do then, John, to convince you I want you?
Well, I know you want me, but I think you have a good. I don't know that, man. That's big boy decision making. I just wanted to make sure I didn't. I thought I misheard that.
Would you want to be the head coach of the Green Bay Packers? Hell yeah.
Absolutely, I would.
Yes.
So if I was Matt LaFleur, I would too.
Yeah, I said I'd rather have Harbaugh.
Hey, Homer, we asked this yesterday. Has Matt LaFleur exceeded your expectations as the head football coach? Has it been met his expectations, or are they below what your expectations through 7 seasons? How would you answer that?
Way above early and below in the last 4 years. So if I assess the whole 7, it doesn't matter because the best 3 were the first 3 with a Hall of Fame quarterback that he clearly improved. Since then, he's done nothing. Nothing. Can't even win the division. Can't win a play. He had one good playoff game. They beat Dallas. Can't win the division. Who's the last coach that went this many years without winning the division? He's 37-30-1 in the last 4 years, and one of those years was with Rodgers. I don't know how anybody, and I'm willing to keep him if Harbaugh's not available because I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know how anybody can say there's anything special about him as a head coach given what's happened the most recent years, and it's not 1, it's 4. They have done nothing. Zippo. What have they done? They're a 7 seed, barely make the playoffs, never win the division. His record is barely above 500. What?
Boy, I'll tell you what. Homer is going to be speaking for a lot of Packer fans.
Bye. Sorry.
See you, Homer. If Saturday night doesn't go well, I'm telling you, there's going to be more homers with the discussion points than there's going to be Matt LaFleur supporters. That
no doubt.
I almost guarantee.
No doubt.
This is a huge. Anyone that's trying to tell me Ben Johnson's got more pressure on him than Matt LaFleur, they don't know ball. I'm sorry, they don't.
They do not. That was Steve the Homer True. We will try to unpack at least slightly.
That is absurd. The Super Bowl win, that is so absurd.
We will discuss it further.
Fit a lot into a few minutes there.
It was definitely a lot.
I almost think we might be better off giving him a super tight timeline because he brought the goods. The goods were way wrong and idiotic, in my opinion, but they were still goods.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. All January at Steinhoffels, test rest any mattress. Get a $20 lunch gift card, and Steinhoffels donates $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin, only at Steinhoffels. Welcome aboard Colton Joseph, the Old Dominion transfer quarterback posing a dual threat under center. Joseph ranked 15th in ESPN's power rankings of transfer QBs. Joseph finishing 8th in the nation in total offense, racking up over 300 yards per contest. Just over 2,600 yards in the air with 21 scores. Meanwhile, over 1,000 yards and 13 13 touchdowns on the ground. Badgers transfer class ranked 5th according to 247 Sports.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Badger fans, get ready to give back and chuck some pucks. Join Wisconsin Men's Hockey Friday, January 9th as the Badgers host Chuck a Puck, presented by BMO when they take on Alaska Anchorage at 7 p.m. Donate new or gently used recess equipment for the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County to earn your chance to throw a puck on the ice after the game and win prizes like a Wisconsin hockey jersey, signed sticks, or 2026-27 season tickets. Get your tickets to the game now and learn more at uwbadgers.com.
It's all about the green and gold and nonsense on Kyle, Brust, and Nordman.
The Green Bay Packers will get to their final goal, winning the NFC North, maybe even a Super Bowl run, is to continue this identity of letting it rip. If you get too conservative, you're going to falter, like they did earlier in the season. Let it rip, Matt LaFleur.
Do you firmly believe that's the foundation?
I do believe it is now.
Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I was afraid that college would be like high school. I worried about starting over and feeling alone. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm part of a community, and I've never felt alone. My instructors have been incredible, and I made so many friends and connections. My advice to others, don't let your fears stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
We're on the Packers.
This is a crazy season. There isn't a juggernaut.
Because we're on the postseason.
There's not one team that this team can't beat. And as we saw earlier, there's not one team that this team cannot get beaten by.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
That was a little exhausting. So let's beep, 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 beep. Let's back up a little bit here.
Yeah.
I don't think Homer is wrong in calling John Harbaugh a really good coach. I don't disagree. I also would argue that, hey, there were some pretty big roadblocks for his teams in the last decade plus of trying to get to the Super Bowl, right? There's been some pretty damn good football teams in the AFC. That said, and look, he's going to get another job. He's already scheduled his interview with the Giants. I think Mike McCarthy's interviewing with the Giants today or tomorrow. Like, guys with experience, there is value in that. They know what they're doing. And I don't think what Homer said from the perspective of, why would you rather have John Harbaugh? I saw we had this on one of our social media channels. Would you rather have John Harbaugh or Matt LaFleur as the Packers coach? I personally am uncomfortable with that. I just think that's IPT. If they fire Matt LaFleur, happy to have that conversation. But again, I don't control the narratives. That said, I think you have to be careful of looking at track records and just simply saying, oh, well, this guy would be just as good, if not better, here. And he coached there 18 years. the criticisms in Baltimore, while not as intense, Tausch, as they were in Pittsburgh when they were chanting "Fire Tomlin" at one point this season, it's a fickle business. And if his dude, Loop, makes the field goal, they're playing in the playoffs, and they have a home playoff game. And that was an eminently makeable field goal.
If they get beat, I think he still gets fired, though.
Maybe, and there's a report from Diana Rossini that he might not have been fired if he hadn't said that he wasn't going to fire Todd Monken as his offensive coordinator. Again, I find it hard to believe that, if I fire that guy, you want me? Because then you don't really want me. But he chose not to, whatever the case may be. My issue is, just because his legacy is great does not mean he would be the perfect fit here. Like, if I were to move on from Matt LaFleur, if I was Ed Policy, I want to make sure that I get the guy that's going to elevate Jordan Love's game even further. To me, that's really important. And whether that's
Lane Kiffin.
I don't know about that. Whether that's hiring Jeff Hafley and having a wunderkind offensive coordinator like Ben Johnson was for Dan Campbell, I don't know. But I'm leery of, after 18 years, that maybe we think more highly of John Harbaugh than we should. And Homer clearly thinks very highly of him if he's hiring him while Matt LaFleur is still coaching a playoff game.
Yeah, I just look at the fact that Bill Belichick, who is much more accomplished than any of these coaches, as a matter of fact, probably of any coach that you could ever think of, like, expiration dates, they're on there for a reason. And yes, there's a vast importance of having great experience and knowledge, but wait and see if Kansas City struggles next year. This is going to sound crazy. People are going to be calling for Andy Reid's job. This whole deal is all about what's next. And can you continue to sustain? You get a little more runway, obviously, as a coach that's won championships. Mike McCarthy got fired on a Sunday afternoon in the middle of a season after he won a world championship. It's just this is the business. And just because you were a great coach in the early 2000s, in the mid-2000s, doesn't mean you're a great coach in 2026.
Right.
Just like the same thing with players, and the same thing with radio hosts, and the same thing with writers. There are times where it is time. Baltimore felt that way, and you can think that bringing in John Harbaugh is going to be some magic spell for you to win. But he's had the MVP of the quarterback and home field advantage twice and didn't win anything. Correct. They didn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Got knocked off one year in the first round, and then got knocked off in the championship game. And, yeah, Kansas City's good, obviously. But if you have the expectations, and Baltimore has put themselves kind of in that same category of really good organizations that win a lot, but that's not always enough, especially when you're looking at an 18-year runway. Matt LaFleur is not going to get 18 years here if he doesn't win a championship. Much.
Agreed. Bold,
I can tell.
Bold strategy, Cotton. You're right about that. All right, we need to get to the 11 o'clock hour, which will include Wilde and Tausch trivia. I am curious, and I want you to noodle this for me while we have our 2-minute break at the top of the hour. Can you think back to your worst game?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you rebound? Because I asked
talking
the
about
question
individually or
individually.
team-wise?
Yes. No. Purely individually.
Okay. Yep.
Because I'm really interested, and I really am hoping to talk to Keyshawn Nixon today, because he had a tough night in Chicago. Some pretty big plays there, and thanks in part to Nate Hobbs, he has not spoken to reporters since. I would like to talk to him, and I am curious to see what he will do on Saturday night. And I want to ask you how you went about bouncing back, because you obviously had a great career, but you weren't perfect every single game. How do you bounce back from a really bad performance? We'll talk about that during the 11 o'clock hour, which starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors. Trusted and local experts providing the best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors. Expertly installed and at an affordable price. Get your free estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com. Plenty to talk about with the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears getting set for their NFC wild card round showdown on Saturday night at Soldier Field. But first, a quick update on some basketball going on around the state of Wisconsin. Last night, the Badgers took down UCLA in the first meeting between the two teams ever at the Kohl Center, 80-72. Wisconsin improves to 10-5 on the season. Big date with second-ranked Michigan coming up on Saturday afternoon in Ann Arbor. Tonight, Marquette hosts Xavier at Fiserv Forum. Tip time at 6 o'clock. Listen to it on our sister station, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. College basketball on the ESPN Wisconsin app tonight. WIAC Showcase, 17th ranked UW Eau Claire at UW Platteville. Tip time set for 7 o'clock. NBA, the Bucks out west visiting the Golden State Warriors. 9 o'clock tip. Pregame at 8:30 here on Madison's Home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. So, Tausch, what was that game that stands out for you? Where you didn't play well?
It was my last season, and I was getting to the point where I was kind of washed. And we went down to Chicago and played, and it was Julius Peppers. I had a couple of false starts. I don't know if I had a holding call or not. We ended up losing late in that game down there, and it was the only time I remember, driving home. We got back late. I think it was a Monday night game. So that would be, and I'm sure there's others, and you could point that out, but that was one that I look back and think it was not my best performance.
So did you get a chance to bounce back from it?
I did. So we ended up playing the Buffalo Bills the following week at home. And how I always looked at it was, you're going to have bad plays. Things are going to happen, but you should not have bad games where you're, missing or losing 25 to 30% of your reps. You get fired. Like you don't make that. That's not it.
Sure.
So I looked at it the approach of you almost focus extra. I wanted to make sure I went out and had my best game that I possibly could that next week. And I did go back out, and I played well in the Buffalo home game. We ended up going on. I think we beat them. So it just – when you're a competitor, you want to win all the time. But I think there's also a part of you that relishes the fact when maybe you didn't have your best – and how you bounce back, because all of the cliches in the world are great. It's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a ton of truth in that, because that's why that's why I think sports are so popular, is because there's so many equivocations with life. It's easy when everything is great, when you're winning. I would actually, in reference to what you're talking about with Keyshawn and other players, my season that I'm the most proud of through my 11 was that 05 season, because I never had to really deal with a bunch of losing. Mm-hmm. My high school basketball teams were really good. My high school baseball team was good. Obviously at Madison, we were, especially when I played, we were really good. And in Green Bay, we were always, pretty good, or at least we didn't stink. And then 05 came and we stunk. And it became pretty clear early it was going to be a tough year. And I just kept remembering, this is why you're out here. This is when you really feel like you need to put your best on display. Mm-hmm. And I think if I had to tell you which was my best season as a player, I would probably tell you it was 05.
So what do you expect from Keyshawn Nixon? Because he is a competitor. He is
no doubt
prideful. And so obviously, and again, I don't know how things have not, it hasn't just been, he's been avoiding us. Obviously there was the thing after the game a couple weeks ago, but I don't know, maybe the timing's been off. I don't think he's been a pretty stand-up guy throughout his career, including when he hasn't played well. But I really want to get his thoughts, because I'm very curious, because, to your point, the plays, it's basically two major plays, right? He had a couple of penalties, I believe, as well, but it's the touchdown where the dude's wide open for the game-tying touchdown, and then it's obviously the game-winning touchdown, which his coverage was not terrible. It's a hell of a throw and a catch. But I am curious how he kind of processes that, and how that motivates him in you don't always get a chance to atone. And now you get to atone against the team that had you on those plays. And you said it about playing tackle. Tackle, and I understand you guys aren't shaped the same way, but tackle and corner are a lot alike. Because you can play 55 great snaps at tackle and at corner, and you have 3 that stink, and you get your quarterback sacked, or the guy you're covering cooks you, your game stunk. And that's, I kind of think of how his game obviously played out the last time they played the Bears, right?
Yeah, in retrospect, though, the only difference is you can make one game-changing play, too. You make a pick six, that will alleviate some of that. Mm-hmm. But the mentality is, I think it's very fair. I would say it's the closest when you're talking about a football team. I would expect Keyshawn Nixon, being the competitor he is, I'd love to see him go in and say, I want to return kicks. I want to do everything I can to help this football team win. Rich Bisaccia, I want to return kicks. Let me go. And the competitive side of him, it needs to show up and it needs to turn out, because you can be competitive and then it's whether or not you're talented enough. And he's had a lot of questions this year about if he's that number one corner. He declared himself that, and I think I'd say it's been an up and down season for him. He has not been by any stretch, a disaster or anything like that. And he will have opportunities in this football game to make plays. The Green Bay Packers just got to catch their blanking opportunities. They got opportunities to intercept the ball. You gotta do it. Yeah. When you don't, you let people off the hook. We saw that in Denver. We saw that in Chicago. And when you want to close up and not have to lean on an onside kick recovery, there's also those plays that do. And I wouldn't be shocked if Keyshawn had a pick and is super aggressive and really trying to make plays, now that you've got such a great understanding of what the Chicago Bears are going to try to do to you defensively.
And by the way, that goes for both sides of the ball. You can't go 0 for 5 in the red zone. 3 field goals, a fumble, and a 4th down failure is the difference between winning the game and losing it. So
it's the difference between a 2 seed and a 7 seed. That's the difference.
It is, and yes, it's the onside kick failure. It's the blown coverage on the game-tying touchdown. It's all those things also. But this was a team that before that happened, I think they were third in the NFL in touchdown rate in the red zone. And then they were 1 for 4 in Denver and 0 for 5 in Green Bay or in Chicago. That you do that. That's how you plummet down the rankings, and that's how you lose football games. And that's exactly what, that's another thing that they'll be focused on. All right, we're focused on Packers-Bears as well. We need to play a little trivia. And in a rare turn of events, we don't have to play double trivia today. We only need one.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse?
Yep.
Who is responsible for these questions? Because I know you were with Up North Joe at the Badger game yesterday.
There was strong collaboration last night at the Kohl Center between Up North Joe and I in creating today's trivia.
Did you take any leftovers home last night?
No leftovers. Well,
oh boy,
I pocketed a candy bar. Does that count?
Did you grab some of that ice cream that they got back there?
Tubi ice cream.
You know I did.
Oh, their ice cream
is good.
Their ice cream, Babcock Hall, top-notch ice cream.
It's pretty good. A candy bar may have found its way to my pocket for the ride home. So yeah,
$100,000.
By that definition, I think I did. It wouldn't be leftovers. I just grabbed something for the road.
Sure.
Good. Wisconsin Geography Wednesday, and as I shared last week, the theme for Wisconsin Geography Wednesday for the next 7 Wednesdays when we're doing our WIAC basketball showcases will be the city that I'll be traveling to for each of the games that we'll be doing. So today, Platteville is the city where we're heading for Eau Claire and Platteville tonight. So questions about Platteville in Wisconsin Geography Wednesday today.
Make sure you get all your phone calls done before you get into that driftless area, because the old cell reception is very driftless as you get on out towards the greater Platteville area. You going to stop at the Pizza Hut and get you some pizza deals?
With an afro?
For old time's sake, I think I'll have to stop by where Tauscher
Look at that.
and LePay spent a nice little Thursday afternoon in August. Yeah, I think I'll swing by there. It's right by where the campus is, so we'll be coming into town. I got a couple of recommendations yesterday, so we'll talk more about it in a little bit.
All right, Jesse, which caller do you want?
8 teams in the WIAC. How about caller 8?
8. Caller 8, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. You will play trivia next after I tell you again about ESPN. The app is where it's at. When the trophies are raised, it feels like the season's over, but not on the ESPN app. It never is over because with more than 47,000 live events plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. There is no off-season on the ESPN app. Just everything a fan needs to keep going, always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app to your TV, which is what I did, or phone, which I have it there too, today. Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Happy New Year and happy new engagement. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. You have heard me talk about corporate, fundraising, and even casino events, but we are also amazing wedding DJs. Never cheesy and always the perfect fit for the perfect couple. Please let us help you narrate your wedding day love story while playing an amazing soundtrack that will rock your dance floor. Create lifelong memories of your one special day. Do it right and do it with celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, I've told you for a while about how much I love Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and it's especially great around the holidays. Here's the winning play of the season. Pizza Hut's Triple Treat Box is back. 2 medium pizzas, breadsticks, and a dessert starting at just $19.99. Feed your crew before the game, after the game, or while you watch. The Triple Treat Box, only at Pizza Hut. Order now at pizzahut.com and on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, feed good times, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Talk Badger sports year-round with the Jump Around podcast.
I would say this. I thought this team would be better at this point of the season than it is.
Tune in for the Top Badgers conversations every week, featuring special guests with Wisconsin players, coaches, and more.
I don't love where this team is at right now. There's some areas of concern that they need to shore up.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels. Streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
What was that?
It was just me or, I got such a bargain. Poorly constructed sofa falling apart.
I just bought you.
Yeah, well, I did just turn 3, I'm at 67 in sofa years. I am so ready to retire and move to Miami.
I knew I should have listened to my mother and bought that other sofa from Steinhoffels. It was so strong and comfy.
Tired of furniture that doesn't hold up to its end of the bargain? Steinhoffels has quality furniture for every style and budget. Relax. It's Steinhoffels.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals on ESPN Radio. Thursday in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
From 47 yards, he got it!
Ole Miss faces Miami.
And it's intercepted! It's going to be a Miami pick six!
Then on Friday in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It's Indiana, Oregon. The College Football Playoff Semifinals, 7 Eastern. Thursday and Friday on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
I was afraid that college would be like high school. I worried about starting over and feeling alone. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm part of a community, and I've never felt alone. My instructors have been incredible, and I made so many friends and connections. My advice to others, don't let your fears stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. Right now, you can get Pella windows at a discount with Siding Unlimited. Yes, end-of-the-year pricing is a discount right before the 2026 price increases, saving you big money on your project right now. Buy now, install in spring, and lock in. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Wow. We're going to do something fun here.
Wow.
We're going to play some trivia that has a connection to the photo you just saw of old T and Maddie LePay with their afros. Time now for trivia presented by Iron Jock and Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs $10 deal meal gives you a 7.5-inch sub, bag of chips or regular fries, fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal is only available online or through the Cousins app. And Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com.
This is great. So Tausch and LePay, afros and all. Tausch, you do know that when you lean back that far in your chair, you're not in the picture at all, right?
Oh, I thought we were doing trivia, and I'm trying to stay out of it so I can answer the question.
Well, I understand.
My bad.
No. I just wanted, because you're not wearing your afro now, But this guy,
You don't
believe,
get an
I don't know, maybe
advantage
you
for
took,
the questions by backing out of the video frame.
No, but if I throw my because Jesse, more and more people are getting our show through video. So I have to probably be more cautious on saying, number 2 or number 1.
Sure.
I thought we allowed that, though. That's the only confusion I had.
I don't think we can anymore.
Be that as it may, this guy.
I looked at Wilde and Tausch rules.
No, you didn't.
On the entries.com website.
There's no way you did.
You're a liar.
That's true. I did not.
But this guy, unless you guys removed at some point your afros, this guy was there at the Pizza Hut in Platteville. It is JJ in Dodgeville. JJ, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Super. We're awesome. This is true. You were at the Pizza Hut during camp?
Yep. That's where I first met Jesse. And I saw Tausch quickly, but they escorted him away really quick because he was
we had a lot of videos to shoot. We had a lot of video. JJ, I don't know if you know this or not, but I starred in the 60-yard line and have some pretty good film credits and also now, obviously, with our Pizza Hut shot. So, no offense taken.
Well, it was one of my favorite movies.
Yes, thank you.
Right. There's a lot of
better
of lying
than Pitch
going
Perfect,
on right? Now.
This is the most disingenuous trivia we've ever had.
It's better than Pitch Perfect too.
Let's get to the questions, shall we? Question 1, JJ, is this. In 1937, UW-Platteville was known by a different name, and students at the school honored it by traveling up on Platt Mound just east of the city to create a giant letter out of whitewashed limestone visible for miles.
Amazon Mary.
We have now had 4 consecutive questions that were answered correctly without the entire question being asked. Also, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this one was penned by Up North Joe. That's going to be my guess.
He helped. What gives you that idea?
So I didn't. Can you read the question for the? I want to learn. I didn't know this. What is it? So it used to be called Mary.
So
the Niners.
I'll be honest. Nowhere in the actual question does it say what it used to be called.
We had to cap it at some point here. Okay, so the original name.
It was a mining college.
There you go. Yeah, the M is for
like
mining.
Coal mining and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. There's.
Okay.
Believe me, I learned plenty about this from Joe on the drive into the game last night as we were starting to formulate questions.
You sound very appreciative of it.
I mean, it's a great start. The Wisconsin Mining Trade School was the original name of UW-Platteville. In 1936, there were students who went to Colorado, and they were made fun of by the miners in Colorado for being the Platteville miners. They don't know what they're doing. And in Colorado, they made a big M on their hill. So when they came back to Platteville, they did it in snow in 1936, and it was received so well. The following year, they went out and moved all the limestone around and created the giant M that you still see on Platt Mound today as you drive on 151.
A minor. Good work. Question 2, JJ.
Tausch asked.
I know. I'm aware. And it was good. It was worthwhile. I enjoyed it. Question 2 is this. Which of these is a Wisconsin city located in southwest of Platteville? All right. Which of these cities is located southwest of Platteville? Is it Lancaster, Paosta?
Piasta, I believe is how we say that.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with that locale. Or Dickeyville, which I do think I pronounced correctly.
Dickeyville.
Boom! 2 for 2.
Is Lancaster north of Platteville then?
Lancaster's northwest. Piasta is southwest of Platteville, but it is a city in Iowa outside of Dubuque. We actually had a caller from Piasta a week and a half ago, I think.
Whatever happened to Tyler Lancaster? Is he still in the league? Never mind. Question 3. I don't know anybody named Piasta. That's why I ask. Question 3, JJ.
Mike Piasta. Yeah, come on.
Question 3. That was pretty funny. UW Platteville's men's basketball head coach Jeff Gard, along with his older brother Greg, were born and raised in which Wisconsin city that shares its name?
Cobb.
Dang, that was a good question.
5 out of the last 6 now answered before the completion of the question. We are in the salad
middle one I
days.
couldn't answer because
middle one,
I
you
didn't
didn't give
know what cities.
Right, and hey, I'm not blaming you, JJ.
No, he's blaming the
writers.
writers.
The question.
Yeah, they had 6 hours to figure that out. They should have known that whoever called in today, JJ is going to want to try and match old boy from yesterday because we just gave him a fast pass to a tournament trivia tournament championship.
I think JJ's made his case. I think he's made a very strong case.
No doubt about it.
Ran into your guy Hatch last night, who I don't think looks like Fletcher Lawyer at all.
No, he does.
He approved of question 3, and now we didn't even get to read the whole question thanks to JJ's promptness in answering.
Did you ask him when he's going to contribute to the show again?
Well, this was supposed to be, and we just jumped it. So
Wait, this was Hatch's question?
He was involved in the creation of this question, yeah. He was involved.
Well, just read it.
Yeah,
we already answered
it. JJ, to complete the question, which Wisconsin city that shares the name of a former Green Bay Packers wide receiver, Adams, Cobb, or Nelson?
Which are all real cities in Wisconsin.
They are indeed. So,
Where is
well-crafted
Nelson, Wisconsin?
Hatch.
160 miles from here. I never looked up to see.
Is there
where.
a Watson, Wisconsin? A Dobbs, Wisconsin? What about a Reed, Wisconsin? Reedsville, Reedsburg.
Kraft.
JJ.
Kraft, Wisconsin.
Kudos to you, my friend. You got all 3 right. You got 4 entries into Friday's drawing. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
You bet.
Oh, sorry.
He said, love you guys.
And you hung up on him?
Yeah.
Barely before he even got it out.
That is Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock. Jesse, how do you think that went?
Are we really getting to be too predictable?
No, maybe we just have really good trivia contestants.
It could be that. But I'm starting to feel like it's getting predictable. If Mike the wedding DJ
You want to know what's
jumping
happening
in
here,
fast.
boys? You want to know what's happening here? We have callers now that really want to get in this contest. And they are focused and bringing their biggest energy that they have. That's what's happening. We have put out a gauntlet to say we're going to get our top 32, and people are competitive. They want in. Our callers this week have showcased that. That's what's happening.
It's been impressive. There's no two ways about it.
And our questions are super predictable and a little bit boring.
I've heard that as well.
Just being honest.
Well, Jesse, it'll be your chance to totally redeem yourself with a entertaining, interesting, fascinating Whoa Nelly. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution, and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. Well, it's a new year, and that means new goals. And Iron Jock is here to help you stay committed to those goals. Whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026, Iron Jock gear has you covered. Formulated to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, Iron Jock keeps you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. And right now, you can get 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Just use promo code ESPN30. That's ESPN30 for 30% off your order over $75. Shop now at ironjock.com.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison is giving away $85,000 in cash this month in our double rollover jackpot. There will be 5 drawings every Tuesday and Friday throughout January. 10 winners every week. But you have to be here because if the winner isn't present, their prize rolls over to the next jackpot. Every Tuesday drawing is for $1,000 and Friday drawings are for $2,000. Then on Friday, January 30th, there are 5 $5,000 prizes. Don't let time tick away. Get to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
So apparently, I don't get this. Again, I'm not a fan, so I'm sorry that I don't understand it. Do we have Packers fans of ours that infiltrate Chicago shows to troll the Bears fans?
Mo
did
goes
do
on.
It, yeah.
Well, he called. He
Yeah.
lives in Chicago, though.
He does.
Dude, it's the internet. You don't have to live there. You click the same button,
but
and
he's
you still jump on the same
by
chat.
Bears fans, so he does that. Right? That's kind of his thing. If these folks live in Wisconsin and they're surrounded by Packers fans, I think he regularly listens to programming on ESPN Chicago, for example.
Yeah.
These guys,
Josh in Kenosha's a Bears fan, but he calls us after Packers games on a regular basis and talks about that.
And that's my point, is I don't recognize any of these names in the YouTube comments, and I try to monitor that, right? And we got people all in here that I've never heard of, trolling Packers
What's everybody
fans.
riled up about?
I have to admit, this one made me laugh. I chuckled. I chortled. Breaking news. Packers quarterback Malik Willis is expected to miss Saturday's playoff game versus the Bears. That's not true, by the way, but work with me here. With Willis out, Green Bay will be forced to start backup Jordan Love with their season on the line. If you're going to troll, that's not bad. Now, I disagree, and I think Jordan Love people have forgotten how good of a season he had before the concussion and everything else, but hey, I appreciate the creativity. Good job, good effort. Just texting or posting bear down with the bear emoji and a downward arrow emoji. Come on. Get creative. Be clever, like Cap and Jesse in Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
I actually have a question about something that Jason asked Matt LaFleur yesterday. So I want to play the interaction, and then I'm going to ask my question to follow up.
Okay.
So this is Matt LaFleur with Jason Wilde yesterday at the podium in Green Bay.
Hey, Matt, where do you think your defense post-Micah's injury is at? You said last week, just do your job. Don't try to do more than you're supposed to. But on the flip side of that, you also need to do your job better, even if you're not trying to do more. Where do you kind of evaluate your defense going into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, certainly there's been some tough moments and some things that we got to learn from and get better at. But I do like the headspace we're in going into this game, and ultimately it's going to come down to the execution. I mean, we got to do a great job, and it's all 11 being on the same page. This is a really talented offense. They got a great offensive line, and it's a challenging scheme. So we need everybody at their best.
I was thrilled with that answer, by the way.
My
that
question
headspace
is,
line was great.
My question is, what the heck was that?
What?
That seemed like that is like the most vanilla thing
No.
heard.
Let me ask you this. Did you read channel3000.com?
I did not, no.
Of course you didn't. Thank you for your service.
Busy
I know you're up late stealing candy bars from
to do that, yeah.
From the Kohl Center. But so I had a very, I don't want to call it weird, intriguing interaction with Xavier McKinney. And this is what led me, some might say, like Hansel and Gretel, to follow some of the breadcrumbs of maybe what the vibe is on that side of the ball. And we will talk to Jeff Hafley later today. Last time we saw the Packers' frontline defensive players, they were getting Mack-trucked by one of the greatest running backs of all time, and now looking for a new head coach, Derrick Henry. So I asked what I thought was a relatively straightforward and kind of a blasé question, and it was brief as well, to Xavier McKinney. Where do you think your defense is at, good and bad, heading into Saturday night? And he did this long, you know how you kind of, and if you're watching on YouTube, you'll understand what the pantomime, where you do kind of like the thinker.
Oh,
think about that.
Play-Doh. The kids call that the Play-Doh, I think.
So, and he says, I'd rather keep that in-house. But I think we've got a really good defense. I think we know what we have to correct. We're not perfect, but the past is what it is.
It's
Everybody's
perfect.
0-0. That's true. I've heard that you can make a couple $100 just going to the mailbox.
That's what somebody
I
said.
think, and this is my theory, because then, so I disagree with you, Jesse. The line where he says that he really likes the headspace they're in. Now, look, they could get trucked on Saturday night and no one gives a damn about what kind of headspace we're going in. I don't think they are either. But again, I'm just saying, headspace is only worth it. Your headspace is only meaningful if you deliver on the headspace with execution and quality performance. But I get the sense that they are motivated and confident. Not overconfident or cocky, but I think they are motivated and confident on that side of the ball, that they think they're better than this offense.
And they're sick of hearing about how bad they were against Baltimore.
Yeah.
Nobody played last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think there's any rocket sciences behind that.
But I think it's for Matt LaFleur to say that he really likes the headspace they're in, and then you put that together with the way McKinney answered that question. That's why I made it into a story on channel3000.com, is because I think that they are a confident group going in, and they could get spanked, and they will take that confidence right into the offseason with a 5-game losing streak, and their season is over. But I think they feel really good about their defense and how they're going to play on Saturday night. I don't think your former coach Mike McCarthy used to always talk about false confidence. Yep. Maybe that's what they have, but I don't think so. What do you think?
Okay. We'll find out Saturday. Words are words, man. Words are words.
Yeah, but that's all we got at the moment.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any. What do you expect these guys to say? Yeah, we're rattled?
No, I don't. But I thought the way, again, it was an unusual way to answer a pretty straightforward question. And it was, again, a little breadcrummy to me. So we'll see what happens on Saturday night.
Well,
and
you go ahead and follow it,
if that headspace.
My punt calendar this year sucks. Look, this is what my punt. I have nothing to give you guys with my New Year's punt calendar.
Need a little help here with a needle,
like it.
with a thimble.
I don't like it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's disappointing.
Can you return a calendar?
This is a bad. I had great punt calendars in the past. Matter of fact, still sitting here.
Maybe you just do last year's again.
Maybe.
Okay. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly!
Do I ask another question?
Young snowmen. Hold up, Jesse.
Yeah.
Young snowmen are called children. Like, that's better than the needle.
It is better than the needle. Yeah.
Please.
Whoa,
I got fired from the keyboard factory yesterday. I guess I wasn't putting in enough shifts.
You've definitely used that one on this show before. Yeah. Excuse me, just if everyone could wait during the radio
not
show
all
while I
math
look up
puns are terrible. Just some.
We got a Digi only coming up. Tausch will be reading more of last year's pun calendar to you, our avid viewer on YouTube.
I've just bought an ABBA toilet. What a loo! That's a good one.
The delivery wasn't there, but it's actually a pretty good one.
Wait, what?
That's a good one.
Jesse, how should that have been delivered?
He bought an ABBA toilet. Waterloo. Na, 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 na. Waterloo.
I think your delivery sucked. How's that?
I think we're done here.
Yep.
Whoa, Nelly!
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Don has spoken.
Everybody has the same issues. Everyone has NIL issues. Everyone has transfer portal issues. It's up to our guys to figure out how to manage it.
The Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, I've told you for a while about how much I love Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and it's especially great around the holidays. Here's the winning play of the season. Pizza Hut's Triple Treat Box is back. 2 medium pizzas, breadsticks, and a dessert starting at just $19.99. Feed your crew before the game, after the game, or while you watch. The Triple Treat Box, only at Pizza Hut. Order now at pizzahut.com and on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, feed good times, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Welcome aboard Colton Joseph, the Old Dominion transfer quarterback posing a dual threat under center. Joseph ranked 15th in ESPN's power rankings of transfer QBs. Joseph finishing 8th in the nation in total offense, racking up over 300 yards per contest. Just over 2,600 yards in the air with 21 scores. Meanwhile, over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns on the ground. Badgers transfer class ranked 5th according to 247 Sports.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Your New Year routine just got a major refresh thanks to Carbless. Staying mindful, Carbless has 0 sugar and 0 carbs. Watching calories? We've got you covered. Still want something bold and delicious? Well, that's our specialty at Carbless. Whether you're out celebrating or settling into post-holiday goals, Carbless keeps things light, fun, and completely guilt-free. Start your 2026 with flavor and no compromise. Celebrate the new year with bold flavor, 0 guilt, and a drink that keeps things light. Happy New Year from Carbless. Let's make your new year feel flawless.
Badger fans, get ready to give back and chuck some pucks. Join Wisconsin Men's Hockey Friday, January 9th as the Badgers host Chuck a Puck, presented by BMO, when they take on Alaska Anchorage at 7 p.m. Donate new or gently used recess equipment for the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County to earn your chance to throw a puck on the ice after the game and win prizes like a Wisconsin hockey jersey, signed sticks, or 2026-27 season tickets. Get your tickets to the game now and learn more at uwbadgers.com.
What's it like to have a 20-plus year business technology relationship with James Imaging Systems? Listen to Doug Brown, Assistant Executive Director with the Dane County Humane Society.
It feels like having an extra person on our own team that's coming to take care of us.
Tell us more.
Their ability to help us with our problems, whether it's proactively planning to prevent problems or when a problem arises, they're always right here to help us get things going again.
So the benefit of working with James Imaging Systems?
It's one less thing to worry about. It just makes us feel like we're in good hands, makes us feel like we have somebody who is on our side and genuinely trying to help us accomplish our daily tasks.
Doug, would you recommend James to others?
I would 100% recommend James Imaging Systems to anybody who is looking for somebody to help them with their copiers, their printers, their services on their existing equipment. We've been happy for decades.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
We're on the Packers, because we're on the postseason.
The time these guys get on that bus, it's over. It is a new season, and it is all about the next step.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch with extra time. That never happens at the end of a show. What a great job by Jesse and Tausch. Tausch, Matt LaFleur spoke earlier this morning while we were talking, I think, to Homer. A couple things from him. One, Bo Melton did not tear his ACL on that play, but he is done for the season. Their special teams have not been very good, and now they've lost one of the bell cows for that. Your concern, any greater with their special teams without Bo Melton in the mix?
It's not going to help, and I'm very worried about our punt return. I've been worried all year. I don't like the way Romeo Doubs catches punts. Mm-hmm. I don't love the fact that he, has some of the concussive issues. I don't love him being back there. I hope I don't have to come on here on Monday and say, what are we doing? But Bo Melton's a big loss from special teams. And by the way, didn't he have a big touchdown against the Bears not that long ago, or am I crazy about that?
No, he did against the Bears at Lambeau Field. One last thing. Desmond Ridder is now the new number 3, and I believe they're viewing him as their next reclamation project, like with Malik Willis. So he will, if Malik Willis finds a starting job
Smart
elsewhere.
Move by Desmond. Very smart move by Desmond.
A smart move by Goody.
And not playing
to bring him in.
Not playing in a Viking game and getting canned like Toon.
And no one has ever fared better by playing less than he did in that game. That's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow as we get you ready for Saturday night's Packers-Bears in the NFC Wild Card round. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Thanks to Bulaga, thanks to Homer, and thanks to you. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet